Welcome to Eagles Kickoff Live. I am Gail Saunders, welcoming you to the chat. I will be moderating today. Shout out to the homies in the chat right now: Evan Hollywood Hearn, Mr. Jimmy Smith, Chris Malley. Are you guys feeling great? Are you rejuvenated after last week's L? Are you feeling different about this Eagles football team? Did you get back on your high horse? Obviously we're all diehards. I couldn't sleep. Still, I woke up at 5:30 this morning. Went to bed at 3:30 this morning. So I'm working on 2.5 hours of sleep. Still excited about my Eagles, but I just have to remind y'all to
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up out of your sleep, wake up out of your sleep.
Evan, are you awake, my friend?
Awake. I'm awake, but barely. I'm struggling a little bit here. It was the early weekend. I didn't have any days to sleep in. This Eagles team, man, they are the source of my lack of sleep often. Last week I was thinking to myself, this Eagles team, I can't stand this team anymore. I can't stand watching them like this. It just drives me crazy. And, I'm thinking to myself about how tough it's going to be to get up next week. But then as the week goes on, that sort of feeling starts to mellow out a little bit, and you just get more and more excited. I find myself excited to be watching the Eagles-Browns game again. So here I am, hoping that the Eagles are able to turn it around today, hoping to see some improvement out of our offense, some improvement out of our play calling. Hopefully we're there. Jimmy, Chris, how you guys feeling?
I'm with you on the I've been feeling it. Lack of sleep. I like to compare it maybe to, weeks prior, getting ready for Christmas Day, Eagles game day. It's always so joyous. Like, here we come. It's going to be the week. We're coming back. I'm feeling more like I'm preparing for a test this week.
Or a funeral.
Yeah, I just can't sleep. It's been all in my mind because it's eating my soul alive. So woke up today, lack of sleep. I had a few hours myself, but it wasn't out of pure enjoyment. It was trying to break things down and understand how we can beat this damn Browns team that's missing their best offensive and defensive player. So I'm getting a little more excited, like Evan said, but tempering my expectations.
Yeah, guys, like Gail was saying, we're all diehards here, and everyone in the chat and all of our fans are as well. I mean, you understand as an Eagles fan, the wins are the highest of the highs. There's nothing like it. You get on the timeline, everyone's all happy. It's completely different vibes. But when you lose, it's like the worst thing ever. It's like you just died. You get on the timeline just to depress yourself more. Everyone hates each other. Everyone should get traded. Everyone should get fired. And then you have to lull into work on Monday, and then the whole week drags on. You hope you don't see a Giants fan at work. I mean, the big thing is that you just want to get that losing taste out of your mouth when you're an Eagles fan. You can't wait till next Sunday. Even if you don't know if you're going to win or lose, you just want another opportunity to wipe the slate clean and get off on the right foot. I mean, think about it, guys. This is the Browns. I mean, it's super frustrating watching this team right now, but you'd hope that maybe Press Taylor getting put in the bathroom helps, and we got Rich Gangrello finally getting a little bit more voice into Carson's head, or maybe one less voice in Carson's head. So I'm excited. I just want to see what this team's really made of and see if they're going to lay down or if they're going to fight back.
Yeah, I mean, you're just hoping. It's time. 3-5-1 is weird. It's not exactly where I thought we were going to be starting the season. It wasn't where I thought I was going to be 2 weeks ago. And now that we're here, and the fact that we're playing the underdog role to the Cleveland Browns, newsflash, it's been a minute since we've been an underdog to the Cleveland Browns. And thinking about the last time the Eagles lost to the Cleveland Browns in 1994, Rich Kotite in the building. Hey, Evan, what did you look like the last time the Eagles lost to the Browns?
A little less facial hair. Little less hair on top. I was just a young pup, man. I was born in 1994. That was a stat that I really couldn't believe, that it's been that long since the Eagles lost to the Browns. And even before I was born, since we lost in Cleveland. We haven't lost in Cleveland since 1988. Those years, they don't even exist to me. I don't know what was going on. Communism and all sorts of stuff over in Russia, the Cold War. Those years don't exist.
I was a freshman in college. You know,
I wasn't born yet.
A strapping young lad.
8 years old.
fucking some young bucks over here. But obviously, we just want to give a shout out to the people in the chat that are already wide awake. Most people, usually we're tailgating, not tailgating. We're doing the responsible thing, socially distancing. We're still doing our tailgate. I don't got my pork roll. I got coffee. Everyone got the coffee?
Not yet.
I could use a pork roll right now.
Got a water.
Obviously, want to give a shout out to the guys in the chat. Shout out to Birdman, who's already up on the West Coast. So it's 9:40. Birdman is up at 6:30. Okay. Paul from London. What time is it over there? Got to be late hours, no? Moneybags over here. He said, "Well, who brought the painkillers?" Let's go Birds. He's having his own kind of party over there, and shout out to Otis as well.
Yep.
People are wide awake. Kevin, he's shouting out Bird Gang. He's ready to go. Jimmy says he will be at the game. Hey, Jimmy, if you want to check in and show us what's going on live, shoot us a DM or get at us on Facebook or Twitter, and we'll get you on. That would, would you? I thought about it for a second. I was like, if I got a bunch of dudes at the last minute to go, would you go to the game?
What, to Cleveland?
Yeah.
It'd be a heck of a road trip. I'm still leery about that whole COVID thing, man. Things are getting starting to spike up a little bit. I feel like this year, personally, for me, I'm just kind of just taking a step back from any sort of big event.
Tapping out, man.
Yeah, I'm tapping out.
Got a man or you, pal. Yeah.
I'm good to watch from home.
Remember we went to the Hall of Fame trip to Cleveland. That was a great trip. Got to see a lot of great things. Experienced a lot of. We hung out with the Dawkins family in Cleveland. That was cool. But other than that, I don't really recommend going to Cleveland. Other than maybe watching the Eagles beat Browns. There's been some storylines this week. Shout out to Jimmy, helping with the timeline, keeping you all updated daily. But some news. News here. Out of those headlines, anything stand out to you the most?
Myles Garrett.
That's definitely a big one.
That's the big one, man. Like when you talk to Browns fans, they tell you like if Denzel Ward isn't covering someone or Myles Garrett doesn't get the tackle or sack, their defense is trash. So that's a huge one. I mean, Myles Garrett's the NFL sacks leader, and our offensive line has been decimated. So I mean, we usually handle the big names, surprisingly. It's weird. It's always like the random defensive ends that hurt us. Like Aaron Donald has zilch against the Eagles in 3 games. But Myles Garrett's a different animal. So get well soon, but I'm glad it's after we play them because Myles Garrett's an absolute monster. He's all over the place. Another big thing is Elijah Holyfield's finally active, which is like I don't get. Like we always talk about like the weird things with this team. Like you had Sanders banged up, like Clement and Boston Scott weren't really giving you much, and we're not promoting anyone. And then we finally signed Jordan Howard, and then that week we bring up Elijah Holyfield. It's just weird. Like in some positions, like we have been playing the young guys and trying to see what we have before like bringing someone else in. But like we never even gave Holyfield a shot, and like we like Huntingsley or whatever his name is, he played, he didn't do much, and like Adrian Killens is back on the practice squad. So honestly, Doug, it's going to be a sloppy game, I think, with the weather. So run Miles, like see what Holyfield has, and Boston Scott's going to be in there. It's just frustrating trying to throw the ball 43 times behind a really bad line. Like run the ball. Like we're average. Miles Sanders is averaging, I think, the most yards per carry in the NFL. So
yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. You want to protect Carson from making mistakes, and what better way, especially with the weather conditions? Rain is going to be a thing. So if you want to do the smart thing, do the right thing, Doug Peterson, it's time to let loose. Let the horses run. Offensive linemen love to run block. They love to pancake someone versus, pass blocking. Like you're getting hit versus hitting someone. I feel like having Isaac Sumalo back will be nice. It's still a mystery who's going to play right guard. Is Doug Peterson play mind tricks? But obviously, one person who's excited and ready to go by the name of Mr. Miles.
Is this you? Can you hear me?
He's ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope Doug is ready to give it to him. I mean, we've been talking about time and time again, just about how we divvy up these plays on the offensive side of the ball. With the rain being a factor today, I'm really, really hoping Doug is committed to the run game. I want to see a run-heavy play call coming up today. And as for the whole Jordan Howard thing, that was something that kind of caught my eye this week. But I think that he's just kind of I don't know. He's definitely just got to be a depth guy at this point in his career. He's got 28 yards on the season. He's not really flashing too much. We talk about Miles Sanders having 6 yards a carry. He's got a measly, I think, like 1.2 yards a carry.
I mean, they use him correctly. They use him on short downs.
For sure. He's definitely effective on the goal line. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's funny. We were talking about this pregame, but shout out to Big Fish Little Boat. What's up, my guys? Do you think Eagles gear will be cheap for Christmas if we keep sucking?
Count on it.
This is what part of the season we're at. When the Eagles catch L's and you get hit up by the pro shop, 65% off the store. Like what kind? They're like, yo, give them something because we're not giving them dubs on the field. Might as well give some dubs with some merch. But nobody wants. I mean, I do. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was out buying merch yesterday.
Giving in, man.
Giving in. Just buying merch for no reason.
Always buying merch, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Paul says here. Run the ball. What Chris said.
Yeah, say it in the British accent, man.
Run the ball. Come on. Because honestly, that was the most horrible accent, and you better run the ball better than I do British accents. But, I mean, with Isaac Seumalo coming back, like Gail just said, that's huge. Who's starting at right guard, though? Is it Irby, as Doug Peterson referred to him? Everybody's getting nicknames. Let's see these guys ball out. I really was impressed with Irby earlier in the season. We know we've been dealing with issues with injuries. So, Miles, I know you've been banged up, and no more excuses. Limited, whatever, BS. Maybe bringing in Jordan Howard. Maybe that's not taking away snaps from Miles. Maybe that's taking away snaps from Boston and Corey. Maybe that's only 5 to 7. Maybe if that even happens. Because maybe today Elijah Holyfield gets a chance to he's got one shot to maybe get 5 snaps. I don't know if he gets any carries, really. But maybe what this means is the Eagles are going to run the ball. So that's where I'm excited.
Well, Jimmy's awake. Jimmy had his coffee.
Yo, guys, as far as the offensive line, like, what's your, like, dream offensive line? Because, like, I hate not seeing Isaac Seumalo out there because Peters has been getting beat still on the left side. And you paid him. Like, I understand that they ended up giving him the raise because he begged for it, but, like, it would be cool if you had him at right guard and you had Seumalo at left tackle because I want the most athletic guy at left tackle, and that's not Jason Peters anymore. He was getting beat like a drum against the Giants. And like it was bad. Like it was glaringly bad. Because you could see that they weren't rolling Wentz out to left at all because there was someone there in his face the entire time. And we just weren't picking up blitzes or anything. I mean, it's frustrating because Doug's like, yeah, like JP will do whatever he wants for the team. But it's like, yeah, well, dude was like holding us hostage for money, and then he isn't sliding over to right guard, and he didn't slide the right tackle when Lane was hurt either. So it's just frustrating seeing Jordan Mailata looked incredible. He looked like one of the best left tackles in the league. Those couple games that he played, he didn't give up much.
Chris has got a boo in the chamber for Peters.
You know,
he's got a cocked and load.
he's still raw, and I think just with that raw ability and him playing like that, he can only get better with more
experience.
But Chris, you brought up the offensive line. This is what we're looking like today. It's mystery if Matt Pryor's going to start there, but
please no.
But Isaac Suomalo back in the tank. Kelsey, hopefully Kelsey is feeling better about his snaps. Maybe he should have had a V8, get his shit straight. Shoot those balls straight.
That last game that Kelsey played was completely out of character. That's not something that we've said. I thought he was drunk out there. I really didn't know what was going on. He was completely out of position. He's missing blocks. So I'm really hoping that was just a fluke game from Kelsey, and we can really count on him today to be moving people downfield.
Both guards on each side, Sua Opeta and Matt Pryor of Kelsey. So maybe I'm not saying maybe that mentally had something to do with it, but yeah. I'm excited to have two guards that I trusted, and I'm hoping that's Urbig. And I don't think Jason Peters should play right guard. I just think he shouldn't start at all. I think should be at the left tackle.
Urbig's been solid too, Jimmy. I agree.
And Chris, let me ask you, because you had mentioned with Sayamalu back that you would put him at left tackle. But you also mentioned Mailata and how well he did. Would you put
No. I was saying Mailata would go.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
No. You're good. I might have messed it up.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you meant. I got you.
Yeah.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Yeah, my bad. Sayamalu is stuck at left guard.
The nice thing about Myles Garrett not playing. He's not the juggernaut coming off the edge, and Jason Peters has been saved. But this is who we'll be facing today up front. Do any of these guys scare you up front?
Olivier Vernon, coming off the edge. I'm really just concerned about Carson Wentz's just pocket presence. I want to see him rolled out today. He is one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league, and that is a trend that just continues to go up all season long. Whether that's a factor of his confidence in his offensive line around him, or he's just putting himself in the wrong positions behind that line. Dude, I'm concerned. How could I not be concerned about one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league?
It's too many sacks. Nobody needs to be on the ground. The hits. It doesn't even have to be a sack. You think about the number of hits that Carson Wentz has taken this season. It's only a matter of time when those hits take their toll.
Yeah, guys, it is crazy though. Like, I think we can all agree that we didn't roll Wentz out until the 8-minute mark in the third quarter. That was like a glaring thing where when people are like, it's not Doug, it's like, dude, reversing I think the Giants are 26th in the league against the quarterback outside the pocket. Carson Wentz looks 100 times better his entire career outside the pocket, and we didn't roll him outside of the pocket. And it was one of those things where fans that were logically looking at it was Carson Wentz didn't play hero ball for one time. He didn't have any turnovers. He got the ball out when he had to, even if he was throwing it out of bounds. And the Eagles' offense was lackluster, and they lost. So Carson understands this team's not that good around him. The offensive line is in shambles, and then you couldn't really get any of the playmakers going, and he didn't play outside of himself, and you couldn't win the game. So it's a really fine line for Carson, and I think that there's just a lot of things going on in his head between the coaching and just trying to play within himself, but also elevate the team. And it's not an easy job being the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, especially when there's a bad team around you.
I still need more from Carson.
Absolutely.
If you go back looking at that play where it kind of double clutched on the
Rager screen.
Yeah. And then there was the
Goddard high ball.
The high ball, the couple of snaps were
Sean missed the beginning.
There's just a matter of time where you just I just need you. I need you to hit. I need you to be accurate on the throws. If you're not going to play outside of playing hero ball, you have to hit these easy check downs. Like the check down game should be better. Like look at Miles Sanders and Carson Wentz. They haven't been hitting in the pass game. It's either the location of the balls are low. Sanders is dropping. If you go back to last season, how effective they were picking up first downs in the pass game. That's where I believe they need to win. But question from Bags. He said, chances Doug actually runs the ball in the bad weather.
I would think they would have to be high. I mean, it would be completely criminal not to be running the ball this game. We've been begging for it all year long. Our running backs have been the key to getting this offense going all year long. And with the rain being a factor today, with Carson Wentz's just, general downtrending play, I would definitely want to get Miles Sanders going and just get a jump start to this offense.
Well, Bear Baby 215 says he's got the answer. He or she has the answers. Fire Doug. Angel in Connecticut is ready to go for this game. Shout out to Eagle fans all over the country. Obviously, Bird fans are still repping at 3-5-1. Harry's ready to go. Got his mask on, everything. Birdman says he's up early to get a baby Yoda for my daughter at Walmart. Damn you, Mandalorian. Yo,
very nice.
The other day I was driving, and there's multiple songs that you could play in the car, and I was like, I need to hear that Mandalorian theme song. So I'm sitting there driving around in my car, nowhere to go. And like doing the orchestra when the orchestra. I'm like, yo, that's a dope. If you haven't seen Mandalorian, check it out. Season 2's out. We don't get paid for this, but it's a great show.
It is.
Has everyone seen it?
Yes, sir.
No.
Have not.
Bought
So
Disney
sorry.
Plus for like 3 months for no one to watch anything.
Hey, if you need to borrow my login,
It's not even about that. I kind of have been off the Star Wars train ever since it got sold to Disney.
look. This is a whole different genre. It's still the same genre. But it's a whole different vibe. Chris, would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that they put money into it. There's a lot of cameos in it. I think it's pretty cool that even in the newer Star Wars, like you don't even realize that there's a bunch of celebrities hidden. Daniel Craig was like a stormtrooper. James Bond was a stormtrooper. Yeah, The Mandalorian does a really good job. It's a great show, and I think it's for any age too, because it's like violent because he's like a bounty hunter pretty much, but at the same time it's not because there's no blood or gore or anything. So you can watch it with your kids, and then the Baby Yoda offsets like a big family aspect of it too.
For sure.
Shout out to Brian. Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Let's see. Trying to catch up with all these comments, dude.
Keep them coming.
Shout out to Jeff. He's up and at 'em. He was feeling a certain way last week before the game, and I was like, "Hey, Jeff, but maybe Jeff is on something. How are you feeling today, Jeff? I need to know, because if Jeff is feeling, because he was on it last week.
Yep.
How are you feeling today?
Come on, Jeff.
Man, it was terrible. I went to go pick
Good
up
vibes,
my pizza and my cheesesteak before the game, and I had all my stuff on, and the dude's like, I'm picking the Giants. And I looked at him, and he had Eagles hat on. I'm like, I hope you didn't make my sandwich, because you probably fucking poisoned it or something. But I got home, and I was just annoyed. And then the game started, and I was more annoyed. And I was like this day's gonna suck.
Yeah, but that just goes to show the level of confidence that everybody has in this team this year. There's just there's been nothing that's been given to us to feel good about this team in any sort of way. There's nothing we can point to and be like, oh yeah, that's what they're doing well this year. I mean, I'm hard pressed to really find many things that they do.
Can't blame them.
Yeah.
I'm always in the pro shop. I haven't been in the pro shop
true.
once this year though.
Dude, they got crazy sales this year, man.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 2-0 at the Link this year, man. I was at the Cowboys and the one Giants game. They got crazy sales. And they still don't have a Rager or a Slay jersey. I don't even think they have Slay yet. It's crazy, man. The NFL shop doesn't even have half those jerseys either. They're just losing money, man. Even when we suck, we're buying stuff.
I think I buy more when we're losing and we suck. It makes me feel better, I think. Now, these times I haven't been buying much, but I understand the people that do.
Yeah, Jeff responded.
Oh,
Says we can't stop the run. No way we could stop Hunt and Chubb. Not the vibes we were looking for, Jeff. But your honest opinion is what we asked for.
Yeah, I mean, Eagle fans are gonna tell you like it is. Like,
Yep.
I woke up this morning. I didn't have the game. I had the game day jitters like I always do. Like I can't go to sleep, but I didn't wake up with the game day vibes.
I'm
Really?
not worried about the run. I'm worried about the screen game, the dump offs, because our linebackers are doo-doo. That's what I'm worried about. Because Chubb and Hunt, like, they're ridiculous out of the backfield. But like anything up the middle, we've been pretty good, except for when we're winning the game. No, we're losing, and Wayne Gallman trying to bleed the clock out. That was weird. I mean, if you look at it, like the Eagles' run defense has always been solid. Like they have like their weird games like that, but I think they're gonna game plan against Chubb. Like that's the smart thing to do. You load the box and you say, Mayfield, like, you got to make the throws. We're going to press you, and you're not going to be able to run the ball, especially if it's going to be windy and rainy.
Shout out to Mustafa. He said, let's run that rock Dougie P, sending some brotherly love from the Bay Area. Go Birds, Mustafa. I think that's the vibe, man. Everyone I talk to continuously says, run the ball. But it's kind of like we're kind of beating the drum. Like we say the same thing for the last like 3-4 weeks. What are the three most occurring things you guys on the show and in the chat that you keep on talking about? You feel like you keep on talking about. For me, it's run the ball, get Wentz outside the pocket, and I'm probably gonna say. It's probably ball placement with Wentz and like hero ball, like save a bro. Like those are the three things that I talk about almost on a regular basis.
Yeah. Just add on to that. Yeah, just him holding on to the ball too long. There's been way too much of that going on this year. The just indecisiveness with the ball as well. It just usually he's the guy that is the gunslinger pulling the trigger, first instinct tended to be the right one in previous years. And now he's hesitant to throw the ball and it's leading to mistakes.
Lamar chimes in. He says, can we please run the ball more versus the Browns or we will get beat down like the Cowgirls did? I mean, they put the smack down on the Cowboys, but I feel like it's like, you're talking about a Browns team who they're not prolific in the passing attack. So I think it's a moment in time for this Eagles front seven to actually knuckle up and show some guts. Like if they want to win this game, they're going to have to slow down the run. And I mean, it's a part where they have to put it on their shoulder. Like Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox, they have to be offended. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, like is Baker Mayfield, he has been a game manager. He hasn't been lights out, but they're managing to win games without having Baker Mayfield win games for you. But you cannot lose to a Browns team and then. We're not losing to that today. That's my whole time. We're not losing to that today.
Every single time I see him in a commercial on TV, I'm just like, man, this guy's still getting commercials, Hulu or whatever it is. Like, yeah.
I think that's the key, man. You got to shut down. You talk about us running the ball. Yes, we have to. I would agree with that. We talk about that every single week. Like Dale just said, it's beating a dead horse. But you also, you got to get to the quarterback. A lot of these things, I think, are on Doug. We've talked about that a lot. You need to run the ball. You need to get Carson, out of the pocket. But why not run some more screen plays? I don't understand why you're going against a bend but don't break New York Giants defense. And when I hear the press conference after that loss, I hear you pretty much catering to what they do. Why are you allowing them to establish the game plan? Why don't you come out swinging? Come out with some heart. So if I could urge you to do anything, it's come out with some damn heart. some passion. So that's what I've been asking for every single week. And I would love the team to bring what every single one of us fans on here and out there right now. You got people drinking, you got people smoking, you got people losing their mind. It is 10 a.m. in the morning. We're putting everything into it, Eagles. We expect the same from you.
You know what Jake is passionate about? Jake over here says he gives his left nut, Frank nut, right back. So that's what he's passionate about. He's willing to give up half of the sack for Frank Wright. Welcome, Soko.
What's up, Soko? Would you be willing to give Jake's left nut for Frank to get Frank right back?
It's an interesting way to start the show. I'm not sure that it was, all Frank Reich, but if Jake wants to his left nut for Frank Reich, I'll be happy to have him back.
Welcome, bro. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How's everybody doing this morning?
Are you giving off positive vibes right now?
I'm pretty neutral. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been being from the Northeast Ohio area, I've been taking a lot of heckling this week, and I've been very quiet. So I'm staying very mellow this morning. I don't have super high expectations. I do expect a win, but there's another bad storm coming through Cleveland like there was last week against Houston. So
his name's Carson Wentz.
Yeah, that's a fact. But yeah, I have subtle expectations this week.
Subtle.
Cryptic. That's cryptic.
Subtle expectations. I just have I expect this team to win today.
Yeah,
I expect after that ass whooping last week. I felt like that sent shockwaves through the organization, through the fan base, because it was a moment in time for the Eagles to get back on the hump and start working towards winning games. Had a bye, guys were getting back healthy, and Doug laid an egg, and Carson didn't really ball out. Defensively, we got run on. Daniel Jones, 156 yards rushing.
Yeah.
But I feel like they should be offended. And we talked about, Carson Wentz talked about talking to the team. To me, for him to have like a moment where he's got to address the team, Carson Wentz addresses the team. What does that mean to you guys? Does that say anything into the chat too? If you guys have comments on it, love to hear what you have to say. But what does that mean for Carson Wentz to come out and have to say something to the team? What do you think that? What do you think that means?
To me, I'm hoping it's addressing the elephant in the room that's been him this year, man. I'm hoping that he is talking about how I hope he's recognizing the type of year that he's having and realizing that he is the one that really needs to step up on this team. And Carson is the type of guy, the type of franchise quarterback that we all want. I think we all agree on that. Carson is a leader. We're just not seeing it this year. And I think that he sees that in himself. He wants to turn it around, and he's acknowledging it. That's the first step, but we need to see, words become reality. Will it happen today?
To me, it's something that needs to happen. If you're going to be the leader of this team, if you're going to right this ship, well, it needs to be you. We can point fingers at Doug. We can point fingers at Howie all we want. But when it comes to on the field, this is Carson Wentz's team. I don't care about lack of continuity on the line, lack of weapons, this, that. You have no excuses left. I think he knows that. So this was his chance to get in the room, show these people that he is the leader of this team. We're number one in this division. I know people like to try to put that on the back burner, but let's keep it real, guys. This is still a season that could be ours. And if we get hot at the right time with Ertz coming back, Sayamalu coming back, Irby, get this line right, weapons right, this is the week that it needs to happen. So, Carson, I love it, man. Going up against a team that thought, you weren't good enough to play for them, let's go beat some ass.
Listen, boys, we're finally getting healthy. Let's see a little bit of creativity and just it's crazy. Like, it's just a mix of just having like the simple things and the creative things. Like, let's get regular the ball on some jet sweeps. Let's get the screen game going. And the big thing is Carson, just play within yourself when it's an easy go. But at the same time, is like, you saw Carson, his first game was against Cleveland. The ball was out of his hands fast. We had people chipping each other, crossing routes. And Doug, run the ball. I mean, you got a guy like Dalvin Cook who's been injury prone. Miles has been injury prone. But at the same time, I think he had 32 carries last week. And you can't be afraid to use Miles. You can't be afraid to get him hurt. You're not afraid to get Carson hurt because you're not really protecting him that well. The dude's played almost 27 games in a row now. So Carson Wentz injury prone people, dude's playing almost 30 games straight, and it's behind one of the worst lines, and he's getting hit the most in the NFL. So listen, Carson, this team's yours. You know, JP, BG, and all these guys believe in you. And the fans that don't think that, you can listen to them when they're mic'd up during the games. Everyone knows that Carson's the leader of the team, and they're going to follow. When he plays well, the whole team's going to play well. And this can be a get-right game. Sloppy weather, but just trust each other.
Yeah. Soko.
Yeah,
how do you feel about Carson's messaging?
I love the accountability. You know, I love that he understands his role within the organization, that he has to step up and be a leader. I wish it was a little more on the field, to be honest with you. I wish that he'd go up and grab somebody by the face mask and tell him, you need to get your shit together.
Totally.
I love that he understands his role now and that he is becoming a more vocal leader off the field as well as on the field. You know, we've seen him step up and give people orders on the field, but I like that he's actually bringing that back to the locker room right now. But I have a hard time putting it just on Carson Wentz. You know, we have defensive leaders and we have defensive vets who have been here and been in the league for a long time. I think that those guys need to address their problems internally as well as Carson Wentz vocalizing his issues as well.
Yeah. But shout out to Mr. AJ Torres, one of our new writers on fourthandjohn.com. Always bringing the heat the last couple weeks. Welcome to the stream, AJ. How you feeling?
What's up? How's everyone doing?
You looking good. I mean, Mr. AJ over here had a little COVID scare, but it's the flu. Can we all clap for that?
Hey, just the regular flu, my guy.
Yeah,
I
feel a lot better I feel a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, how about the game? Did you wake up with different vibes about this game today?
I think I've had a different vibe ever since I heard that Myles Garrett was out. It just gives you the ability to have Carson roll out because he is in charge of 44% of their total team sacks. He's got 9.5. The whole team as a whole has 22. So, I mean, other than that, they don't really have any pass rushers, and there should be no excuse why Carson is sitting in the pocket all game long today.
Exactly.
They got to run the ball. The last 3 games, they've given the Browns have given up 127 yards rushing. I mean, this screams a Miles day. But we all heard Doug's comments this week about the committee, and I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, we have questions. I think a lot of people have been, mentioning his interaction with the beat writers, some of the way he's answering questions. I mean, are we having concerns about not just Doug as a play caller, but as what's going on behind the scenes with Doug? Are we having concerns with Doug? Like where are we with Doug at this moment behind the scenes? We've all been talking about the play call.
Yeah. But
you think Doug is on the hot seat?
He's got the teenage girl type of attitude going on about him right now. Honestly, like he's really willing to pick fights and just be real snarky, sarcastic with the beat reporters. And to be honest with you, like while that in the moment might make him feel better, like I gotcha type thing. Like, dude, it just looks so much worse, and it's not helping anybody in this fan base cope with what we're seeing out there. It's not answering any of the questions that we have. and it's just making this whole situation a lot more ugly and unpleasant to deal with. So it's just more. I think the entire fan base just wants to, like, just shut up and show us that you can grab the reins on this thing, man, because we're spiraling. You need to grab them. If he's in the hot seat, though, I'm not even willing to go that far yet. I don't find Doug Peterson to be in any sort of situation to be losing his job at this point in the season right now.
Hey, Jimmy,
Is
Doug on the hot seat?
Yeah, let's be real here. We've tried to blame things on, Press Taylor and this, that, and Micro last year, all these other things. Doug Peterson has been a very major issue for us and his play calling. So for him to come out the way he has, sometimes he sticks up for Carson. Sometimes he's throwing him under the bus. He's throwing rookies under the bus. Oh, it's their fault on this. And I understand he's trying to stick up for Carson in a way, but it's not good. I love what Evan just said there, like a teenage girl. He's just not handling the pressure right now. And as the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, you cannot come in here with any of that weak ass stuff, man. You can't. You're throwing tantrums. People ask you about running the ball. Yeah, you like that? Like, dude, simmer down, man. Maybe to have some accountability for your failures, because you need to come out and be like, you know what? I messed up. You know what? I need to do this better. I can do this better, and I'm going to. I promise. But instead, we get all this little girl stuff. And then, hey, not being sexist, could be a little boy too. I don't care. It's just ridiculous that you're acting like a teenage child that can't handle the pressure. You're in Philadelphia, man. What did you expect? And you handled it well in 17. So I don't know who this guy is on the hot seat.
I didn't think that Doug was on the hot seat until I really broke everything down. Like, I looked at it and I said, like, he has to be, because I think that the moment that Howie and Doug went to Jeffrey Lurie and said, hey guys, we're gonna draft Jalen Hurts in the second round, and everyone probably was looking at those two like, what? And they told the scouts, after months of scouting all these guys that could potentially finally fill out this roster, they said that they're gonna get a backup quarterback. I think at that moment it put Doug and Howie on the hot seat. Not if you know what I mean, because you're saying that, listen, we just signed Carson Wentz to a massive contract. We don't have an out for it until after next season, because if you trade or cut him, I think it's like a $50 million cap hit. I think from that moment when you said we're not going to give Carson help, we're going to add more controversy behind him with a backup quarterback, and we're not going to, we don't have the luxury to waste picks, guys.
No.
We waste picks on J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Sidney Jones is in Jacksonville doing his own thing. We draft Clayton Thorson, who sucked in college, and we're just wasting – we just waste picks all the time. So I think that the moment that you spend a second-round pick on a backup quarterback that you're not going to use, it puts you in the hot seat. And Doug needs to understand, it's like you didn't give Carson any help. I understand that you are drafting wide receivers and, you're adding all these wide receivers. You're just trying to make up for past years of making mistakes. Travis Fulgham falls into your lap, even though an Eagles scout years ago told Howie Roseman that there's this dude named Travis Fulgham from Old Dominion that you should draft. He ignores the guy, drafts J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who's not even dressing some of these games, obviously for COVID-related stuff this week. But it's just frustrating. I think it has to put him on. And the biggest thing that puts him on the hot seat is he said, hey, Howie, trust me, we don't need an offensive coordinator. I'll handle everything, even though he hasn't been handling anything for the last 3 years on the offensive side. So it most certainly has to put him on the hot seat, because you draft Jalen Hurts, who's doing absolutely nothing except for fumbling the ball, and just because there's no creativity with him. If they want to use Jalen Hurts, I don't care at this point. I want to get value from him, but everyone knows what play we're running every single time he gets on the field, and then you're leaving Carson out there too. It's just stupid. It really is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I think Doug is just he's reeling right now. He's got the ghost of Wrangler Brett Favre lurking around. It's created a stir in Philadelphia. Not really, but I mean, AJ, you had some do's and don'ts for the Eagles to be successful.
Yeah.
How are you feeling today? What should the Eagles do, and what should the Eagles not do to be successful today?
I feel like everyone's touched on the main focus so far, which is running the football. I mean, there's no excuse that this team shouldn't have over 27 carries every game with a running back like Miles Sanders. I'm not sure if it was Soko or Chris who said it. Dalvin Cook, injury prone, had 33 carries last week. Like there's no excuse why Miles Sanders shouldn't have, maybe not that much, but he should have close to 30 touches a game. He's your best offensive skills player, and I don't even think it's close.
Yep.
The kid's got Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey type talent in his repertoire. So I don't know why they're not utilizing him. It's like the same thing that happened to him in college. I mean, is there a reason? I don't know, but from what I've seen and the production he's given you, I don't know why you don't pound the rock on him. It just doesn't make sense. Another thing I touched on when I first got in, get Carson out of the pocket. I mean, without Myles Garrett, there's no excuse not to have him roll out, play action, all that type of jazz. I mean, there's no threat on that line anymore. I mean, I feel like our offensive line should be able to handle and give him time to roll out the pocket. That'll give all your guys, as in Rager, Fulgham, time to run their routes, get open. Like Chris was saying, they need to start getting more creative. Run some motion seams. You got deep cross patterns, all that jazz. You don't see it. I'm tired of seeing all the goes and comebacks. Like, it's literally all this team runs on offense. It's disgusting. And then, like I was saying, take deep shots. This team's giving up 255 air yards a game, and that's good for 21st in the league. They have Denzel Ward. He's a stud. It's just flat out, he's a stud. But then you have Terrence Mitchell. He's not all that great. Then they got Andrew Sendejo. We know about him. Horrible in coverage. Their safeties get beat deep constantly. There's deep shots to be had every single game. So hopefully Doug reads my article. And then the don'ts. History has shown, do not have Carson throw over 33 passes. The win-loss ratio for under 33 and over is insane. It's 5-1 for under and 7-11-1 for over. I mean, there's no excuse to have him throwing 40 times a game. Like, absolutely none.
Yep.
Don't play soft coverage. You want to get as much pressure and you want to give your D-line as much time to get to Baker Mayfield as quick as they can. So playing that soft coverage is going to get the ball out of his hands quick. And Baker isn't a consistent quarterback, but when he gets hot, he can sling the ball. And you don't want him getting in a rhythm, because once he gets hot, he's a pretty decent quarterback. So you want to play that soft. You don't want to play that soft coverage. You just don't. But we all know Jim. He's stubborn as hell. He's going to stick to his guns. And I can't stress this enough. None of us can stress this enough. Do not take the ball out of Miles Sanders' hands. The running back by committee is just the worst decision Doug could make. It's just I don't understand his thought process on a decision like that. Like, his production has shown how good of a running back he is. So let me take it out of my best offensive player's hands. Like,
yeah, and that's what I feel like we've seen a lot of this year in Doug Peterson, is just like we see a player really start to blossom. We've only had a handful of those players, come about this year. Miles Sanders is not a guy that it's a crazy thing that he's performing as well as he has, but a guy like Travis Fulgham, all these guys that are showing that they can make an impact on this offense, and then we just kind of dip away from them. And I've noticed that, AJ, with the whole passing attack. And anytime I start to see Carson's passing numbers go up and his attempts go up, I'm like, man, I don't like the way that this is heading, because, as you said, history shows that the more he throws, the more mistakes happen, the more times we shoot ourselves in the foot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a rocket scientist can tell you the more passes you throw, the better chance you're going to throw an interception. So, I mean, to cancel that out, why not run the ball more? Help him out. You run the ball, it opens up the entire offense.
Yeah.
Especially with him when his college football coach was on WIP talking with Ike, and he was like, "Yeah, Carson is a guy who feeds off the running game." I mean, that's clear as day. You saw it in 2017. Like, I don't understand why the offense has changed up so much. I mean, I know why. I mean, my opinion has been like that since Frank Reich left. That's a Super Bowl winning coach right there, and that's just my opinion. It's been my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, Frank Reich's got mad love the last couple of weeks. It's ramped up. I've seen people wearing Frank Reich t-shirts. I might rock a Frank Reich t-shirt this week. But I feel like keys to victory today. Soko, what do you feel? What are your feelings on keys to victory for the Eagles today?
So I think it's one of two things. I think it's going to be a combination of two things. I think you're going to have to stack the box and make these running backs aware that you're going to come up and make tackles. I said it earlier in the week. I tweeted it out to the timeline, but Kareem Hunt's fourth in the NFL in yards after contact. Nick Chubb has missed, I think it was 7 games, and he's 21st in the NFL in yards after contact. So I think coming up and making tackles on those guys and actually wrapping up whenever you have the opportunity is going to be a huge, huge key for us today. And then my other one is obviously use your running backs. I'm going to echo the sentiment of Chris and AJ here. And you got to give the ball to Miles Sanders at least 20 to 25 times this game, because if you look at the forecast right now, it's literally going to monsoon in Cleveland from now until 5 o'clock. There's at least a 90% chance of rain all the way through 4 o'clock today. So take the ball out of Carson's hand for today. I understand that he is your offensive leader and, he's your playmaker and everything else like that. But there's not a lot of guys in the league that have the capability to rip off a run for 80 yards at any point during the game. So if you have a guy like that, you have to give him the ball. Stop this committee nonsense. Nobody believes that Boston Scott or Corey Clement are actual impactful running backs on this team. So feed Miles and wrap up whenever you get the opportunity.
Jimmy, what are your 3 keys to victory today?
Well, we kind of alluded to all of it. I heard the tail end of that there. Run the ball. It's going to be a sloppy one, regardless if it was sloppy or not. You need to run the ball. We were talking about 17 to 20 carries. That's without the rain. It's raining today. So like it was just mentioned here, establish the run. Take the ball out of Carson's hands. But if you have it in Carson's hands, use those tight ends. Maybe see a little more 12 personnel. I know you don't like it when it's not Ertz and Goddard, but Richard Rodgers was your leading receiver last week. Let's see some work from those guys. You talk about Denzel Ward going to be holding it down with either, Fulgham or Rager. But, beyond that, I think you can try to attack on some short plays. You did a lot of it last week. But that'll open up some big plays. I want to see some big plays regardless if it's raining or not. I don't care. This is football. I've played football in the rain. You can handle it, boys. So Doug, get your head out of your ass would be my other key. I'm sick of talking about it every single week. Run the screens, run all the plays that actually play to your playmakers. I just don't understand how we're not getting Rager the ball. I mean, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, guys. And then the defense. The defense needs to step it up and stop the run for once. We're allowing like 133 rushing yards per game. That's like 26 in the league. What? We are used to having one of the best run defenses in the league, and here we sit, just letting everyone run all over us. They have Nick Chubb and they have Kareem Hunt. They're 3rd in the league in rushing right now, and that's without Chubb for most of the year. Trust me, I know I have him in fantasy. This guy is a monster. So you have to stop him. You have to find that heart we talked about. So find it. Get pissed. Fletcher, you're getting paid over $100 million. Step it up. Hargrave, you were supposed to be this big addition. Let's go defense. But you know that my key, Gail, that you and I talked about yesterday was, I want to see these tight ends they got. They have Austin Hooper back, David Njoku, and they have Harrison Bryant. I want to see how our linebackers and also Will Parks do covering these guys, and also watch for those running backs coming out of the backfield. So those would be my keys to this game.
Nice. Oh,
thank you, Otis, as well.
Fired up. Yeah, what about you, Chris? Three keys to victory.
I think one thing is we got to chill with the penalties, because last week we were getting penalties all over the place, and starting at like 2nd and 25, like 3rd and like like 15. Like it just puts your back against the wall already, and already is. On top of it, defense, press and pressure, get off on third downs. I mean, it's like we said, it's gonna be a sloppy game. We know that they're gonna run the ball way more than us. It's not even a question. They're not gonna have Baker throw the ball 40 times. They're gonna have Chubb and Kareem Hunt carry the ball probably like 40 times. So get up there, make Baker have to beat you. Our run defense is very capable. TJ Edwards has been pretty solid there. Singleton's been great in my opinion. These guys, they have to communicate really well with these tight ends, like Jimmy talked about. Harrison Bryant can be sneaky. Hooper's pretty good, and Njoku has deceptive speed. I mean, the big thing is cut down the penalties. Don't be afraid to get beat. You have to press up with Slay when you have a guy like that and stop the run. And the other thing is run the ball, Doug. Like none of the committee BS. You should be giving Miles the ball 25 times, put him out in the screen game, and then manufacture touches. Get Rager some jet sweeps or anything. Like that's just it's crazy. You see Chase Claypool, who's gigantic, running jet sweeps, and then you can't even get Rager the ball because Rager's like having an extra running back. So yeah, let's see something today, guys.
Yeah, my 3 keys to victory for today. It's a matter of just ground and pound. Just running the ball. I mean, it's not even rocket science at this point. It's just doing what you need to do. I mean, you're effective running the ball this season, so that's where you got to go. I think Carson Wentz has to again not turn over the ball, but he's got to be more than a game manager. He's gonna have to make a couple plays through the air, and I think it's gonna be crucial when he makes these big plays. But he's got to come up with a couple, maybe 2, 3 solid good throws. I think that would be great. Defensively, up front, that's where we're pouring all the money in. That's where we've laid the foundation with the cap. Is in the front 4. If you guys have to take it personal, if you guys stop the run, I'm feeling a certain way. Like if they come up today and take it personal, I feel more proud of this team than anything. Like if you shut down a team who's running the ball at the clip they are, they have an athletic offensive line up front. Those guys have done a solid job this year running the ball, but you got to take it personal up front. You have their Browns. I mean, what do you guys think about their weapons here? I mean, offensively for the Browns.
Their edge does get better today too, because they have Conklin coming back off the COVID list. So I mean, they got Jedrick Wills and Jack Conklin on the outside, and then Teller on the inside. This is kind of where I expect the defensive tackles that are getting paid $13 and $18 million respectively to come in and actually make some impact in the run game and put some pressure on Baker whenever he does get the opportunity to pass. But I still expect it to happen. I think that this is the game that we come out and see the D-line feast. I don't actually expect the linebackers to have to do too much just because of how sloppy of a game it's going to be. I expect big things from the defensive line today.
Now, I'm going to say Bry has he's got a question. Can we use Jalen Hurts effectively?
I don't want to see Jalen Hurts today, man.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No,
I don't want to see him on the field. I hate it. So I was reading through the comments before while Gail was speaking, and saw that come up, and I kind of shook my head a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw that, but like, I don't even want to see Jalen Hurts on the field today. Like, I feel like Doug has shown an inability to call plays for the guys that are starting right now. So I don't even want to see Hurts, on the field and breaking up rhythm in the offense, because ultimately that's what it feels like is happening whenever Hurts is on the field. It kind of feels like Carson finally starts to hit like a 3-4 pass rhythm, and there's Jalen Hurts to take the read option for a loss of 2 yards.
Yeah. But just going back to the Browns' offensive weapons, I think to me this is a high-powered running team, And with the rain being the way that's going to be, I'm expecting a heavy run game out of the Browns today. I think you have to bend, but don't. But like I don't think that we're going to be able to completely stop Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. I hope that we could slow them down. I don't think there's any way that we can make them completely ineffective in the game. But with that being said, with Odell Beckham being out, we got Darius Slay on Jarvis Landry. So hopefully that passing attack can be held in check. I'm worried about the tight ends, with Austin Hooper, Hayden Hurst, and them picking apart the middle of our field. But like I said, I'm expecting a run-heavy game plan out of the Browns. You just got to bend but don't break.
Now, Bryce is clapping back here. So Jalen Hurts is like a foreign car at an old school car show.
Exactly. He just doesn't fit in.
Clapping back with the clap back.
I think there's another key that we need to watch out for that I don't think we've touched on. Baker Mayfield can move himself. So if you don't think that the Browns have watched these Giants games against the Eagles and seen what has worked for the quarterback moving his own legs, you're crazy. This defensive line is way too aggressive at times, and teams with mobile quarterbacks are going to eat us alive because of it. And that's just something that they need to watch out for today because Baker can move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, looking at
if I see Baker Mayfield run,
what's that?
Dude, I wanted to hit
Look
him.
at Danny Jones.
Dude, when you see Daniel Jones run like that, I'm like, I'll put the worst player that you don't need on the team and just fucking hit the dude. Like, destroy him. Like, seeing him smile and slide for like a 15-yard gain. Like, if Baker Mayfield is running straight down the field and isn't sliding, someone just has to like suplex him. Like, I don't care. Like, you got to send a message.
Slides,
like,
pick him back up and slam him.
Just have Fletcher Cox land on him full body weight.
I don't get that either. Like you say it, like with Daniel Jones last weekend, they had opportunities to get clean hits on them, and they just kind of let up. Like I know it's hard for defensive players now because they give quarterbacks every single call nowadays. But like if you have a shot to put a pretty decent shot on them, I don't know why you don't. Like that's old school football. You got to let the quarterback feel it so they don't do it again. And I just don't see that out of this team. This defense to me this year has been as soft as they've been since Jim Schwartz has been in power of that defense.
Yeah, I think the thing that pissed me off the most about that is like you had how long to prepare for Daniel Jones. The last time you played him, he was eating in the run game, and then he comes back first drive, and he does that. I mean, that's like really.
Yeah,
when
that's
like it can be this type of game. Is this how
that's on Josh Sweat too, though, because he was coached all week to not over pursue, and he did exactly that. And I'm a Josh Sweat guy, but if you're practicing that all week long, you have to know that that's coming, and to over pursue that much is just embarrassing as a player.
Devontae Freeman of all running backs, a guy who didn't have a job for the first 9 weeks of the season. And then what Daniel Jones did to us the game previous. Like, come on, man. Like, very first play, they're going to come out with a read option. That's going to happen. They're just going to see if it's there. We gave up a 71-yard run on it the first time. We just got lucky that a sniper was sitting up in Lincoln Financial Field for us. It's kind of embarrassing that the very first play you instantly over pursue on a mediocre running back and allow a quarterback who's known to have a good rushing attack against over pursuing defenses run 80 yards straight into the end zone after you just made a good play on special teams too. It's embarrassing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't stop Wayne Gallman and Alfred Morris, they better have done something this week. Chubb and Hunter a little bit better than those two.
A tad.
Yeah. So I see the common theme with us is that we kind of have a dislike for Baker Mayfield just as an individual, but I also think that
you like him.
I don't like him.
You're gearing up for you.
No. I am gearing up for a switch on the player. 3 weeks ago against the Bengals, he started out 0-5 with a pick. The pick was on the play that Odell got hurt, tore his ACL, and then came back and instantly went 24-25 for 4 touchdowns. So I don't think Baker Mayfield is the most incredible world beater as a passer, but I do think he's capable of being a field general whenever he needs to be.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying in my article. That's what I was saying, that he's not the most consistent quarterback, but once he gets a rhythm, he can sling with the best of them, because when he gets hot, he's a Heisman for a reason. He can play football. You know what I mean? Like,
and he's got those tight ends, man. He's got Hooper back. That's what I think he's going to hit more of that. You talked about Landry being covered by Slay. I think Higgins has a good matchup with Maddox, because Maddox has been struggling, but I'd love to see Michael Jacquet get more. We'll see what happens there. But, yeah, I think the tight ends are going to get a nice taste. So, Baker, I agree with you guys. You got to watch him.
And then Chris brought up earlier about Dalvin Cook. Put 2 and 2 together. The Browns run the second most 12 personnel in the league behind Minnesota, and their coach is Kevin Stefanski, who is or was the offensive coordinator for Minnesota last season. So, it's looking eerily similar from what was happening in Minnesota to what is now happening in Cleveland.
I just wanted to welcome Mr. Kincaid from Arizona in the building, and we have Puga from El Paso holding it down for the West Coast. Right?
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning.
What's up, fellas?
It's 7:40 in the morning. You guys are wide awake.
Yeah, well, it's 8:40 for me.
8:40.
So
8:40.
I've been up since 6 o'clock, thinking about this game. So I think I know you guys were talking about it earlier in the show when the broadcast started about how you guys can't sleep. You're still excited. Obviously, this year hasn't been as well as we had hoped, but we still get excited. That's what Eagles fans do. We get excited no matter what the record is.
I didn't wake up excited this morning.
You didn't?
I'm excited. I'm excited to watch some Eagles football, but I'm just not excited in general about, like, I just got mad questions. I got way too many questions about the squad right now.
I've been getting mentally abused all week.
What's that?
I've been getting mentally abused all week. Been getting cyberbullied by my people back in Cleveland. So, man, I need it today. I need it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm excited, but like it's kind of like I'm kind of annoyed with like what's going on with this team. Behind closed doors, like where's the mental toughness? Where's the fight? Like last week, man, that poor play that was displayed last week was so frustrating for me. Due to the fact, like, number one, I hate the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate the Giants. So, it was hard. It was hard.
Now, we got a question from shout out to P Mount Stevens. I know some people on the show bet. So, any decent bets for this game?
Yeah, so I'm sticking to props. I've kind of been doing that all season. I bet early on the Washington Eagles game, and I bet a lot. I bet the over/under. I bet the main, and I bet I had a couple props in that game as well, and I lost all of them. So I've been kind of sticking just to props. But there's a prop for Miles Sanders anytime touchdown that's like plus down now. Carson Wentz has an over/under passing yards of 189, I believe it was 189.5 is what I took it at. And then a Travis Fulgham anytime touchdown is plus 1,000 is what I got it at. So those are the 3 big prop bets that I took this week.
Yeah, to add on that, I did props as well. As of right now on FanDuel, if the Eagles run the ball well, I like Dallas Goedert at plus 270 for any time touchdown. I feel like the tight ends for the Eagles are going to have big games today.
Shoot it.
And then the over under for Baker Mayfield passing yards right now is at 220. I hammered the under. Yeah, they're the two I got on today.
Yeah, you guys got to teach me about betting. I have a thing about losing. I don't like to ever lose. So if I lose, I just check out. You know what I mean? Like I like to win, and always. So if you all can teach me how to bet. I mean, I got the knowledge.
So Gail, what you want to do is you want to stick with same game parlays. That's just where the money's at. You do 4 or 5 same game parlays. You could put $10 on it and get anything like $200-$300.
I mean, are you guys really winning out here? I mean, I know.
If you're not betting on the Eagles,
win.
I don't ever bet on Eagles games. I do same game parlays, but I'll never bet like the Eagles win or spreads or anything.
It just compounds the loss that much worse. Yeah.
Mine's more in DFS, Gail. Mine's so I'm plus 13K this year so far.
Oh, look at the snarky.
The flex was
like what? Like it's a little bit. It's like 13 grand. Oh.
I'm still under last
Ferrari in
year's
the garage.
I don't bet that much. I do here and there.
I'm disappointed in myself thus far this year, so I'm still under my last year's gains.
I'm going to Dubai for Christmas. Just because.
Yeah, but my betting hasn't been fantastic this year. My fantasy teams have all gone down the tubes. My own football team has gone down the tubes. It's just a shitty football year, man.
My fantasy has been pretty decent. My fantasy has been pretty decent. I got a decent squad.
Yo, it's setting up though. If 2020 has taught you anything, it's to expect the unexpected. Watch the Birds go into the playoffs at 5-10-1 and take NFC.
All right, but like I've been thinking about something this week, and maybe it's just all of the Giant fans at work that are chirping in my ear. Are we that much better than the Giants this year? Like is this division just ours and no one can rip it from our grasp at this point? I mean, I don't think we're that good that we can guarantee ourselves the division at this point.
If Doug starts calling to Carson's strengths, yeah, I think they're that much better than the Giants, but who knows if he's gonna? Doug might be the most stubborn coach in the entire league.
Yeah, and that's my fear.
And like I said before, he thinks this is still the 90s. He coaches as if this is the 90s. Like this is 2020, dude. Like you need to improve your offense's creativeness. Like it's horrible, horrible. It's frustrating. Seeing the same 5 routes ran all game long, like the defense doesn't know what's coming.
It's reminiscent of another coach we used to have.
Yeah, it's funny though. It's funny that you said that. He coaches like in the 90s. I wish he'd run the ball like it was the 90s a little bit more. That's crazy, man.
But he's coaching as I was saying in the 90s with the Packers. You know what I mean? Far throwing it 50 times a game, barely handing the ball off. That's what I'm speaking towards.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But I wish he'd hand off the ball a little bit more.
100%.
Yeah, we were eating the Giants up on the running game, and then all of a sudden it stops. Yo,
got the Kelly Green Primats today.
You got some moonlighting in the back. You got the green
I love
light
it,
to match the helmet. Welcome, Prime, to the chat. How you feeling, my friend?
I'm good. How you guys feeling?
Yeah, you brush your teeth this morning because it's got to be funky up in that mask.
It smells pretty good.
So, when you woke up this morning, did you feel a certain way about the squad? Did you feel like I'm just going with the motions, or you're feeling a certain type of way? We'd like to know.
Listen, man, I'm going with the emotions. I mean, I just woke up like, hey, it's just another day. I mean, right now that's how they got me feeling. No excitement, nothing to really look forward to. I mean, I'm just waiting patiently for the turnaround. We're running out of time. So, I mean, it's just another Sunday right now until they start sparking things up and get me to change my attitude.
He said just another Sunday.
I've been patiently waiting for a team to explode.
When was the last time you heard Prime say just another Sunday?
Okay, I see.
Yeah, that's how bad it is.
Bro,
I think everybody's Eagles mood has really gone down a lot this year, man.
It's been frustrating, man.
Somebody trying out the drone?
yeah, someone coming.
I have a legit question for you guys. So with the absence of Press Taylor, I seen somebody put it in the comments. With the absence of Press Taylor today, let's just say Carson has his best game today by far. And Scangarello just helps Doug coach a great game. What do you do from there?
Pack his bags. Tell him to get out of Philly.
He shouldn't have been in Philly in the beginning, but like, what do you do there? Like, without his presence there in Carson's ear all game, and you got Scangarello help Doug coach a great game. Like, I don't know how that doesn't just tell you right then and there.
They take a few more weeks, bud.
Yeah, if the difference is night and day between what we see, to the entire fan base, it's going to seem obvious. But like we've been talking about this entire show, is Doug Peterson's stubbornness. And like Doug Peterson, all of a sudden, he seems like this guy who just he needs to prove that what he's trying is right. And so that's the thing I fear, is that it could look crystal clear to us that, that sort of change might be the thing that's necessary, but will we go forward with it? I don't have a lot of confidence in that. We have a stubborn front office and head coaching staff.
And this is why I think that Frank Reich was so important to this team, because he had somebody who challenged his authority.
Yeah.
Who would tell him, I think you should do something else. I think you should start running the ball. I think you start. Guys like Press Taylor ain't going to talk back to this guy. He's a yes man. You know what I mean? So
do we have a bunch of yes men on this team? Though? So it's just
now Doug had the control of signing an offensive coach or passing coach or whatever. It's showing me that Doug's being a little power happy instead of bringing somebody in who's going to challenge his authority. Like, I just don't. I get so mad. Like I said earlier in the game, the Super Bowl winning coach is in Indy.
AJ, I agree with you, bro.
I was just reading a comment from Marcus Walker on here. At what point do we stop bringing in former quarterbacks to be, offensive assistants and start letting Deuce be our offensive coordinator and start mixing in some run game, sprinkle in?
Are we still sold on Deuce Staley as this extravagant coach though? Because he's been here through this whole stretch. What has he contributed?
I don't think he's a great coach. I'm saying he's, somebody who could get that word in Doug's ear of, hey, mix it up. We need to run the ball.
Yeah, he is a respected voice for sure.
Yeah, but who's to say that Deuce wasn't the one who put the running back by committee in Doug's ear? Yeah, what I mean,
that's true.
Yeah,
Deuce is all for that running back by committee. So who's to say that he wasn't in his ear about that? I don't like
AJ,
that at all.
AJ, it's funny you say that because when in the past when we had the running back community, it worked, but sometimes Deuce, when he would make the substitutions, he would make the wrong substitutions.
Right.
It'd be like three in a cloud of dust. I'm gonna put Sproles back there. Bro, just put LeGarrette back there.
Right.
Put a big back there. Stop going with the little dude. You know what I'm saying?
The thing now is they have Miles Sanders, who's a do-it-all back. Then they have Scott, who's kind of the same thing, who can do it all. And then you got Clement, who's kind of a do-it-all. They don't have different kind of backs. It's three of the same back.
Yep.
So that's why I think everyone was all Jordan Howard had so-and-so at Miami. They weren't really utilizing him. I feel like bringing him back could help you, especially in goal line and in third and short situations, which they haven't really been successful for this year.
Yeah. I mean,
you had Elijah Holyfield on the practice squad the entire time. That's what.
I'm taking the proven Jordan Howard over at Holyfield.
Yeah, you're gonna take that. I feel you, but I feel like Miami just used him at goal line, and then there was a couple of times where he, I guess they were trying to switch it up with Jordan Howard in Miami, where they were trying to run, sweeps and jet sweeps and stuff. Like, dog, that's not.
He's too speed to the edge like that.
He don't have the foot speed to do the sweeps and all that.
Yeah, but like I think you're exactly right, AJ. I think that we have 3 running backs that their skill sets are very similar, and that really, anytime that any one of them are on the field, defense can kind of figure out like how to defend against it. And I think introducing a power back like a Jordan Howard back into this offense, just as a change up of different types of play calls, I think would go a long ways, especially in short yardage situations. That's exactly where I would like to see Jordan Howard involved in. And I mean, like we've talked about this time and time again. Corey Clement is not the Corey Clement of the Super Bowl year. I mean, that's the kind of chatter we were getting in the offseason. They're talking about how he's been working his ass off. He's looking better than ever. That's false. That's not true. I would much rather just see in a third running back position. I would much rather see Jordan Howard than Corey Clement at this point.
Yeah, I think Corey Clement's days, it's kind of weird because it could be numbered. Like they're hoping to see something from him. I guess Elijah Holyfield, this will be his opportunity. But going back to Miles Sanders in the whole running back by committee, I had talked to the man, two sailors, and I said, "Hey, is Miles Sanders the real deal? Is he the real 3-down back we've been waiting for a while?" And he was like, he was so adamant, he was so passionate about talking about Miles Sanders that he said he's the real deal. He's the kind of back I've been waiting for. When he was there, I wanted him. Like, he was so excited about what he was going to bring to the table. And he recently talked about Miles Sanders being he's a 3-down back. Like, he's one of the best backs in the league, and he doesn't feel like he needs to take him off the field. I think you gotta like what Miles Sanders brings to the table. He's been breaking off runs. He's got 274 yarders. I think you gotta feed him. And there's that whole thing. He hasn't had more than 20-something snaps in a game. Which is ridiculous.
It is. It's insanity.
He's really efficient. He doesn't even get the ball that much, but he makes things happen. So
yeah, but it really makes you wonder, with as stale as this offense is, and you look at his efficiency, why the hell don't we just lean on him more?
It's just
the play calling. The play calling has just been garbage.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean, like.
But it's crazy. Like, this kid's only getting 17 to 20 touches a game. Him and Reagor are the only 2 offensive players you have who have home run type talent. Like, I just don't understand that, and they're still not utilizing Reagor to the necessary talent. Like, I just don't.
You're gonna talk about jet sweeps. That's your guy.
Not even just jet sweeps. Just put him in motion, because once he's in motion, and you can run that seam if you want. Nobody's running with him one-on-one on a motion seam. It's just not happening. They keep running Greg Ward on that motion seam. The hell are you running Greg Ward for? That's a Reagor route.
Yeah,
that's a Reagor motion. I just
AJ getting tight over here.
Oh man, he frustrates me so much, man.
He turned into the Hulk over here.
Frustrates my soul.
So we talked about we talked about the running backs and how, like, we obviously are anticipating a heavy run attack today. We're going up against the former Eagle, and Andrew Sendejo and we know exactly how he plays, and it's not very well. Do you plan to pick apart that matchup at all, or like the few times that hopefully a few times that we're going through the air, do you think that we can really exploit that?
Yeah, on the show we don't call him Andrew Sendejo.
Andrew Sendejo?
No, it's Hejo.
It's Pendejo.
Or Pendejo. Like, there's a stat. I mean, if there's one guy on this Browns roster that we have to pick off, it's Sendejo. There's a stat out here. Jimmy Kempsky had put it out. According to ProFootballReference.com, on plays in which Sendejo has been targeted, he's allowed 27 completions on 35 pass attempts. That's 77.1% for 436 yards, and off of 12.5 yards per target, 5 touchdowns, and a 157.9 opposing QB rating. He also has 7 missed tackles. It's for 46 tackles for a missed tackle rate of 13.2%. And Sendejo still stinks.
Let's make it so Sendejo gets cut tomorrow. Let's embarrass him.
That's what I wrote. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that was pretty much all I was going to say. Go ahead.
That's what I said in my my do's and don'ts. Their safety core is just absolutely atrocious, especially Sendejo. Like that's why I said you got to take the deep routes when they're there, because he is not sticking with these receivers or even these tight ends. He really is just a box safety. That's all he is. It's all he's ever been. He is just absolutely horrible in coverage. You have to pick that matchup, whoever he has on him all day.
Shout out to
he almost killed Denzel Ward.
I want to see what I want to see. I want him to see him get ran over, but by like Holyfield, like Garrett.
I don't care who it is. You run
Hurdled or something.
Run him over.
Now, shout out.
Good morning, guys.
Coming in from Florida. How you doing, Manny?
Manny.
What's up, Manny?
Morning, boys. Listen, we want to talk about going at Sendejo. Well, what gives you the confidence that Doug Peterson is going to do that? I mean, last week we should have ran the ball and we didn't. Bart Scott runs a huge play, and yet we don't do it again. We don't run the football. Like, so what gives you the perceptions now, or gives you hope that Doug's going to do what, he's supposed to do? At this point, I'm already done with it. It is what it is, man. You can have 5 offensive coaches in the room. You can give up your play calling duties to either one of them. Is it going to work? Miles Sanders, I love him too, man, but the man has to stay healthy, man. And I've always been an Eagles running back guy. I'm wearing my shady jersey right now. I have my Byron Westbrook. I have Carell Buckhalter. I have all these guys that I bought throughout my whole Eagles fan life. But with a running back like Miles Sanders, man, needs to be more healthy consistently, and that's the only way that we can see if he's a 3-down back. But listen, going back to the play calling today, I mean, we know what Doug's supposed to do. Will Doug do it? I don't know. And if it's an Eagles loss tomorrow, he'll say on his show, well, we did 50-50. And it's going to be like, oh, here we go again. Carson Wentz throwing 40 times, running the football 10 times, but we were 50-50. I don't know anymore, man.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
It's the same sentiment we all share.
You ran the ball in the second half. You finally break it out, and you don't go to it again. I think Bart Scott had like 1 or 2 more carries, and that was in the fourth quarter. Why get away from something when it's working? Not to mention that the Giants give up 80 yards rushing a game or something, whatever it was. It's just,
the only thing I disagree with you with, it's kind of hard for Miles to show that he is a 3-down back with Doug only running him 17 times a game.
That is another thing that you make a great point, and I think Gail said it as well. You can't expect to feed a running back 9 times in a game and expect to see more than what he can do because he's not on the field.
You got to get him in rhythm.
And you're running in all these 3-4 guys in, but you're not using what was work. Like, for example, when he broke out the run against Pittsburgh, I didn't see us run the ball like that again. It was always trying to throw it down the field.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like at some point, I believe we had the ball down. We were driving in the fourth quarter, and instead of running the ball at midfield, he decided to throw it all 4 times. And it's just those things, man. I've lost confidence when it comes to this team. Let's not get started on the defense.
I put a question at the bottom of the screen. Does Miles Sanders break 100 yards? We'd like to know from you guys in the chat as well on the show. But Miles Sanders is averaging more than 100 total yards per game when healthy, and ranks number 2 among qualified backs, and averaging 6 yards per carry. I mean, that's the kind of stat that you're like, bro. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, and
use them.
Yeah.
And guys, I'm not sure if I have this correct, but I think most of his big runs, he's been hit at the line of scrimmage or before that, and the man has to use his escapability to just even get positive yardage. That's something that I don't think a lot of people see. All they see is the big runs, man. But the man literally fights for every single yard. Mm-hmm. But if he's getting hit at the line of scrimmage or behind it, that's when I feel like Doug's like, well, it's not working anymore. Let's go to do something different. And that's the thing that just drives me nuts when it comes to him because he gets away with it.
Well, the thing with
okay.
yeah, Brown.
I think for the most part with when they quit the whole running game and how Doug is impatient. Doug as a coach and as a coach and as somebody, we all play sports, right?
Yep.
What is the biggest thing that when you win games or when everything falls your way, it's when the game plan comes to you, when the game comes to you, when the opportunity is there, you take it. But once you get shut down, like he's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, let the game come to you. Just let it come to you. You do it.
You're exactly right, Sam. Gail is guilty of saying many of times on the podcast, you don't go broke taking a profit. I think that's exactly what you got to do. I mean, you move the ball, chip away slowly. If that's the way it has to be, it's a rainy ass game. It's going to be a complete mess out there. If you have to just chip your way 6 yards at a time down the field, and then you have that opportunity to go over the top over how do you say it? Not a hoe. No. I know that. What's our name for?
Yeah, we use a lot of that word.
For Andrew Sandejo, whatever his nickname is, you take advantage of that after chipping away, and then they load up the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By the way, guys, how many times did we see Wentz roll out last week?
Like once or twice?
Yeah.
Well, what were we talking about on the pregame? We needed to do that more often. Obviously, that didn't happen. But Wentz wasn't even the issue last week either.
Hey, what did I say last week? What did I say last week? We didn't even run. Not one time did you even run a screen. Not one time. And then when they ran the pick route to was it regular? Carson threw the ball way late.
And we had more than enough opportunities to hit that screen. Especially the way that defensive line was coming through, dump it off.
Do you think that Doug is? We've talked about Doug just outsmarting himself all the time. Do you think that he recognizes the things that we're everybody is saying? We need to run the ball more, yada yada yada. And do you think he's taking that and saying, well, now that's what they're expecting me to do, so now I'm just going to come up with this completely different game plan? Do you think that's the thought process going through his head, or do you think he's not even recognizing the obvious thing in that just all the little things they're saying?
I just think maybe Doug's stuck in his own way. Really, I mean,
yeah, I don't think there's a legitimate answer for that, man. He's stuck in his own ways, regardless if that's what everybody's expecting. It's whatever he throws out there, it's not working, man. So it's the hell with it. Just go with what's expected. And there's a possibility that might work out better for us.
Guys, coaching against himself, honestly.
Guys, I was checking out the game, rewatching the game from last week. Something that really bothered me is that the Eagles, whenever
why would you do that, man?
Well, because I wanted to see something for myself.
Okay.
But,
why would you do that?
We didn't convert, or the Eagles didn't convert on third down at all. I think they were 0-11. How can they turn that around this week without Doug getting too cute on third and short?
That was ridiculous, man. The lack of conversions on third down. Are you kidding me, man?
2004 was the last time that happened for us.
We're setting a lot of bad history this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
going back to
42.
It's the perfect year for it.
Going back to Puga's question, it's kind of something we mentioned earlier in the show is chains first and foremost. Stop the false starts, Jason Peters. Please, for the love of all things good.
Or how about the bad snaps?
Yeah.
Chelsea, terrible.
Or when your offense is rolling, all of a sudden, hey, Jalen Hurts, let's go, buddy.
Yeah.
Run the ball.
Yeah. And those are all things that we kind of brought up earlier. And it was a culmination of a lot of things. You got to stay ahead of the chains. You got to have Doug stop trying to out-coach himself. And, make the right play. That really is all it comes down to is you can't shoot yourself in the foot the way they did last week. Like the Kelsey bad snaps, you start off in good field position, you get a good punt return or, a short punt or a bad punt, whatever it may be. And the first thing that happens is the offensive holding. Boom, sets you back to the other side of the field. Next thing, false start. Like, you can't have those kind of repeating penalties that continue to just they build, man, and it makes an insurmountable hill to climb.
For sure.
So obviously this whole stream is about an interaction. We asked if you have hot takes, you're allowed to come on the show and give us your hot take. But we're bringing in Marcus from YouTube. How's it going, my friend?
Yo, what's up?
What's up, man?
What is your talking point today, man? What do you got that you need to get off your chest?
Hey, like I was saying earlier, man, Press Taylor's absence, luckily. Unfortunately, he's been exposed to the COVID, so this will let us know if Doug is the real issue. If not, like everybody said, Press Taylor need to back it up. But as well, if we take this L, and like y'all were saying, is Deuce with the running back personnel. That's not necessarily on Deuce. That's more on Doug because he's playing the cause. So if Deuce is like, hey, Miles, get ready, stay in there. And then Doug comes back and saying, we're about to pass the ball, give me so-and-so. Deuce is going to not say, whatever. He's going to do as told. But he understands the importance of running the ball, which is going to bring people into the box, which is going to open up the pass game. But we're not allowing our playmakers to play exactly where they need to play at. Why isn't Rager out there doing punt returns and as well jet sweeps? Yeah. I understand Greg Ward is good, but let him play that slot and use our players to the strength. Let those playmakers be playmakers and simplify football for y'all.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well said.
For sure, and that's something that you just brought up that I think hasn't been talked about enough. Why aren't we seeing Rager on these returns more? Like, why do they keep throwing? Like, we know Rager has explosive speed. That's exactly what we're looking for when we're trying to set ourselves up for good field position. Why would we not put the fastest guy out there? He's a proven talent in returns.
I think Doug, he needs to watch some more tape on TCU when it comes to Rager, because if he doesn't know that he has that capabilities, man.
Yeah. How could he not know that? He drafted the guy. Yeah. How could he not know that?
Right.
He sees him in practice.
Into Doug's defense, in practice, I don't know if you guys have seen it when they were doing punt returns, regular was dropping a lot. He wasn't. When you're catching a ball, when you're waiting for the ball, he will pop up as soon as the ball will come. So for him to secure the ball. And then he also had a drop in one game, but luckily we covered it. But they were seeing that a lot, and that was the thing. I think they were like, well, let's get Greg Ward in there, because Greg Ward doesn't he never he has the best hands on the team.
Sure-handed.
He has the best hands on the team. Mm-hmm. So I think they were like, well, as long as we're getting the ball, we're not giving it up, we're not coughing it up.
Deshaun coughed it up on the Miracle at Meadowlands.
Right.
But as well, let that rookie get experience, man.
Exactly. You are a first-round pick, man. Yeah, you're a first-round pick. Coach him up. Mm-hmm. Coach him up. That's why you're there.
You have to have confidence in your players, man. If you drafted him in the first round, you know how good he is.
But we all know how Doug is. Once one thing happens, he'll never do it again.
It just feels like
two-point conversions. He pisses me off with that shit.
Yeah, I was about to say 2-point conversions, the running game. There's plenty of things that he just beats a dead horse.
I feel like I'm watching Madden. I feel like I'm watching my son play Madden.
I don't know. The Eagles might play better on Madden than real life.
the Eagles players don't get hurt in Madden as much.
They do, but you're allowed to take the injury settings off.
Yeah. I wish we could do that in real life.
I'm like, I ain't playing like a first season, and then Wentz gets hurt in the playoffs. Like, bro, I don't have time for that. I have only time for a franchise season. I'm taking the injuries off.
Bro, man. I just need Philly to do better. Like, fun story. The only reason I'm friends with Puga is because Puga was walking in the mall with an Eagles jersey, and my dad saw it. And then from that day on, we have been friends since.
And we went to the same high school together. We played football. We were on the same team.
And El Paso, Texas, out of all places.
All right, so what was Puga like as a football player? Don't lie.
He was legit, man. Puga's one of them dudes. He hits the gym. No cap, but Puga was legit. We didn't play on the exact same team. He was a freshman my JV year, and then he was on JV when I was on varsity. So we got to practice a little bit together, but he got to play along with Aaron Jones in him, so that must say something about his caliber.
Oh,
hey.
Write the check.
Name dropping, huh?
Write the check.
A man here play with a Pro Bowler.
Play with Aaron Jones?
What?
Yeah.
That's the first. This is the first we're hearing about this.
Yeah. Marcus and I went were at Burgess when Aaron Jones was a freshman there, and the way he plays with the Packers is the exact same way he's been since high school and even at UTEP. He's legit, the real deal. So, but the fact that I got to share the field with him a couple of times was pretty cool.
You had to get him water and shit?
What now?
I said you had to get him water and shit?
No, he had his own deal for that. but yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Marcus and I had a lot of fun back in the day.
Puga was putting on for Aaron Jones before anyone was putting on for Aaron Jones. I remember Puga was hitting me up in the chat. It's like, yo, my boy Aaron Jones is going to be the real deal.
Bro, I keep hitting his brother Alvin talking about he need to come to Philly and play linebacker.
Yeah, the linebacker situation has been. You bring up linebackers. I think it's going to be key today for those guys at the next level to step up.
Why isn't our third-round pick starting at linebacker?
You want to see him starting?
Yes. Look. As a coach, he's a blank slate. So you can go out there and coach in the way you want him to be coached. You don't have to worry about any bad habits he's had from a previous coach or anything like that. With him being still new to the game, he's eager to learn. He's not a hard head or anything like that. Put him out there. Let him make a mistake and learn from it, because that's going to make him better, especially as a rookie. Worst case scenario, we get a top 5 pick this upcoming draft. We're not guaranteed to make the playoffs, especially with our record. So let them dudes get that exposure right now.
Yeah. Man, this is not the freaking Eagle season I was looking forward to all freaking off season sitting through COVID,
these
man.
Conversations week by week are starting to get depressing, man.
Yeah, week by week, man.
Right.
I'm hitting rock bottom every week and then finding a new rock bottom. Like, how the hell did I get down here?
Man, I'm here. I'm here. I am here, and now all the Dolphins fans have awoken from their slumber now, and they're all excited, and they see how close they are to the division. And I'm like,
Yeah. Oh man, I live in Arizona, so I'm getting all the Cardinal fans.
Kyle Murray.
What about your birds? What about your birds? I'm like, bro. Oh my god,
bro. I live in Oklahoma,
and I don't want to hit him. I don't want to hit him with the "Don't toss me, you ain't got a ring." But I'm like, this close.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of these angry birds talking to me, man.
Isn't it funny how we hold back on that comment though? Because I'm the same way. I don't like dropping how many rings you got, because that was something that was used as a weapon against us forever. But freaking dirty birds.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that comment, or that when somebody says that, when I was at the 2018 NFL draft, I was sitting between a Saints fans and Falcons fans, and the Falcons fans and the Saints fans were getting into it, arguing. And I'm in the middle of this, just watching it go down. And then the Saints fan says, "Yeah, well, why don't you win a ring already? Win a ring already." I'm just like, man, I'm so glad that's not me anymore.
I've been wanting to say that all week.
I was like,
fans, man.
I was like, damn, that's what that feels like.
Yeah, so
what happens when you when you blow a 27-3 lead, man.
28-3.
Or 28-3, however it is.
But
So.
dude, I'm in a fantasy league with Cleveland Twitter, and dude, it has been nonstop all week, and I've just kind of been taking it because like I know like we're not that great of a team this year. Let's be honest. You know, we have our faults, as you know most of the NFL does, but they've been at it this week, at my neck all week, and all week I just kind of been quiet, like, all right, you know, we'll see you on Sunday. But so many times I want to be like, yo, you guys, this is your first winning season since 2000. Win a ring and then come talk to me.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Me and Gail were talking about on the podcast earlier in the week. Like the Cleveland Browns fans are actually in a point right now where they are feeling as if they won that trade with Carson Wentz regressing. They like back in, you know, when we drafted Carson, we traded up to get the second pick from Cleveland. They're looking at that now. They're like, oh, well, thank God we didn't get Carson. It's such a crazy like concept for us to wrap our heads around because like I still believe that we won that trade personally. I don't. We got a franchise quarterback in that. But the fact that that's a conversation that they're having there, looking at us from the outside in.
Well, that was such a crazy trade with the whole moving up. Like we got rid of who was it? Was it the safety? Sorry. Yeah, we got rid of Kinko. Like,
yep.
anything that had to do with Chip Kelly, Howie was like.
DeMarco
Murray.
He gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I still feel like the Eagles won that trade because Carson Wentz has been more productive in the past 4 years for the Eagles than any other quarterback for the Browns the past 20-something years. So
not just the Browns.
There's that.
Hey, my favorite meme is like where the Browns jersey and then like you like put tape on it and it goes from like the back down
the number
to
2.
Like,
yeah.
Yo, they have like 17
names on the back.
Yo, names going back to like Jake Delhomme starting for him. Like, yeah, that number's been passed around.
Troy Detmer,
like
Jason Campbell,
Kyle, Brandon Whedon,
Brady Quinn,
Johnny Mandel.
Brady Quinn.
I thought Brady Quinn was going to be legit, dude.
I thought,
and to be honest with you, I thought Brady Quinn's wide receiver, Jeff Samardzija, I thought that was like one of the biggest mistakes when he decided to go play in the MLB. I was like, dude, like he was such a good wide receiver. I thought he was going to be elite in the NFL. And then my man's still throwing the ball in baseball, so he made the right decision.
Yo, so I have the list of players that the Browns turned into actually got for the Carson Wentz trade. They got Corey Coleman, who is no longer in the league.
Yeah, I remember Corey Coleman.
Sean Coleman. No, he got cut from their practice squad.
Gary Coleman?
Sean Coleman, the offensive tackle.
I was saying third Coleman.
Who is now on the practice squad for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cody Kessler, no longer in the league.
Beast.
Wow.
Ricardo Lewis and Derek Kindred.
Yeah, we won
this
one. They're laughing at us.
That's a fleece.
That is a massacre.
I take the Browns to the Super Bowl every day, bro. We good.
That's Grand Larson.
That's where they deserve to be.
Yo, it was so sad. Didn't they have like a parade? Did they have a parade of like losing or something like that?
No, 0-16 parade.
Yeah,
come on. Son.
I was actually back home for that, and it was so depressing, dude. Like everybody was it was basically just like a drunk fest. Like they actually had like it was a local brewery, Great Lakes, up north. They actually sponsored the 0-16 parade, and it was just a bunch of fans like driving around on floats, getting like hammered.
Hey, you think about it, that's a good way to drink in public, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just think about that dynamic. So we are at the top of the division right now, and we are livid as Eagles fans with what we are seeing. Could you possibly imagine what this city would look like if we threw together an 0-16 team? Like this city would burn to the ground. They would be.
Bro, number one.
Don't put that energy in the air.
It's really bad. It's really
Yeah, we're already past that. We got to win. Stop.
But it's really. But my thing is this though. It's really bad when your record looks like an area code. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like son, where can you go? Like, you know what I mean? My shit looks like an area code.
I don't think Philly fans will let the organization even get to that point. Petitions, burning up the link.
No.
They
The
might
stadium
ask
would burn
Daryl
down.
Morey come over and be the new GM for the Eagles.
Marcus, at 0-2, 0-3, we were already bitching, man.
Yeah.
If you go 0-16, I don't even want to know what it looks outside the link, bro.
Oh, I was complaining when we went 0-1 to the to the Washington football team. I was trying to figure out what happened there.
Yo, can we imagine? Like, let's be honest here. Can we imagine this live stream with an Owen? Let's go like the week going into the 16th game. Can you imagine that live stream? What a massacre!
All of us just have pitchforks and torches lit behind us and our backdrop, just ready to roll.
Where that meme, the dude sitting there like, "This is fire," or "This is fine."
The crazy part is with Jeff Lurie being the owner.
If it gets there, it's going to be a real dark place for people playing some like depressing Radiohead. And
I'm going to leave the country again.
It would just.
I'm dead serious. I'll put in for an overseas tour. I'm not putting up with that.
But those Cleveland fans are real ones, man. I mean, they do have a lot of loyal fans out there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys remember
year after year.
I was there at Carson's first game against the Browns, and there was a bunch of Cleveland Browns fans that showed up at the link. I was pretty impressed. I was like,
"Yo, Browns fans,
I don't knock Brown fans, man. They're pretty legit.
Yeah.
Pretty legit. The dog pound ain't nothing to be playing around with.
No, that's why I didn't get a haircut. My barber's a Browns fan.
He's gonna jack your stuff up.
I'm glad you didn't do that because he had you looking like
I'm gonna wait. Depending on how this game go. If we lose, I can get a haircut.
I'm not going to sit here in front. I used to have mad love for the Cleveland Browns. You know what I mean? My favorite dog was a bulldog. So, you know what I mean? Just going with the logo and everything, I showed them love and everything.
Yeah.
I think there was only one jersey that I thought about getting. I didn't go forward with it, but a couple of my Hurricanes ended up playing for the Cleveland Browns. So, but Ken Dorsey sucked as a quarterback, so I just said, "No, never mind. I'm not going to do it."
I mean,
think of that organization. They move to Baltimore and then they bring another team back to Cleveland. Yeah. So don't forget
Dougie P played for them too.
The fact that you had a fan base that had their heart broken because you literally took the only thing in Cleveland the Cavaliers weren't winning.
Yeah.
The Browns were close to winning.
Indians weren't winning. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember
and now you bring another.
You got to remember
that.
You know, you got to remember also when the Cleveland Browns moved to Baltimore, they went and won 2 Super Bowls as the Ravens.
Bro.
So,
man, Art Modell was the most hated man in Cleveland, bro.
Yo, there's videos of people like Cleveland fans going and pissing on his grave. Like, no joke.
Art Modell?
Yeah, Art Modell, dude. Whenever he died, like a few weeks after, there was three dudes in Cleveland Browns jerseys pissing on his grave. Like they hate that man.
Cold-blooded, son.
Like the thing is, I hear that story, and I think about our fan base. I wouldn't put it past our own people if we were in the same situation. I wouldn't be surprised to see the same video. That's why, like all these teams,
they're not just pissing; they pissing, they shit, and they burning jerseys on the ground.
We won the Super Bowl. And we had a guy eating horse shit for no reason.
Why pure joy.
That ain't
shit. People punching police horses and eating horse shit. Like, what's our fascination with horses right now? Like, come on, man.
Bro, if we throw batteries at Santa, I wouldn't put anything past our fan base.
Hey, it was snowballs.
Philadelphia's a different breed, man. Went down to any of the tailgate culture. You'll see some of the most crazy things. You'll see, Eagle fans having sex in the bathroom. There might be somebody on this taken in some of these activities. I don't know.
This guy.
Wow.
There'll be some random dude just pissing somewhere for no reason. You're like, bro, this is not even the tailgate. The stream is going into our tailgate. But we see random stuff, and I think that's the beauty of the tailgates. You never know what's going to happen.
Cowboys fans eating ass in the parking lot.
You know what's crazy? When I was a kid, I used to see a lot of stuff go down at the vet. The vet was like, I was like a danger zone when I was a kid. My pops would like.
The vet had even more like
hand on my face like this.
Like that's the crazy thing.
The vet used to get crazy.
Yeah, the vet had a lot of dark alley spots. They had a lot of hidden spots.
My pops went to jail. My mom picked me up. Shout out to Pops, man. Oh man, the good old vet.
What's he go to jail for?
He got in a
sex
fight
in
with
the
a
bathroom.
Giants fan. He got in a fight with a Giants fan. The Giants fan says something. He said something, and my pops is like real militant. He's Philadelphia, Southside Jersey, big. Dude, like you ain't gonna say something disrespectful. My pops laid him out, and it was it. And then and it was crazy. It was super crazy. And my mom was pissed. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. I had to be like 8 years old.
That's pure Philly right there, dude. Just like Ryan said, that's Philly, man.
That sounds like Philly. Yeah, I mean, that 700 level was another level. I mean, those guys were on a whole nother level. It's not like that at stadiums anymore, but back in the day, boy.
They did make sure to highlight that in Invincible.
Well, I still think the link is pretty rowdy for the most part. It's not as crazy as it was back then, but I still think it's pretty rowdy in there.
The thing about the vet is like when fights went down, the security didn't come to after a while. Like, I mean, there was like a nice little circle surrounding, making sure nobody came through. Like, you guys bang it out.
It was like Fight Club in the vet. People don't understand. It was like Fight Club in the vet. Like, I met my mom. My mom be like, I don't want Tim going. I'd be like, nah, and I'd be crying. I'd be like, I gotta go. Man, but the vet though, like I had good memories of the vet, man. That was my childhood.
Yeah,
I only got to see one crazy ass fight. It wasn't an Eagles game. It was a Phillies Braves game. And they went at it. These two guys went at it, and they literally were getting blocked off. Security didn't come till like about 20 minutes later. The guy still laid out. It was like whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was some crazy stories back in the vet, man.
Yeah, man.
Crazy stories.
Yo, did anybody see the Bleacher Report video of the first week that there were fans allowed in the stadium?
Oh yeah,
out LFF. Two Eagles fans charged down on somebody.
He got banned.
Yeah, he got banned for life.
No.
Banned for life. You're talking about that kid that fought the Baltimore Ravens fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got banned for life.
No.
What started that fight? Do you guys know?
Yeah, but if you wear a face mask, you can get back in the stadium.
Like, who won though?
I never understood how they do that. How they ban somebody and then they're like, "All right, we know it's you." Like, how are they supposed to know?
They can't tell them remove your mask.
I've seen stuff at the Wells Fargo Center. They literally have like the pictures up of people. They're like, "Yo, this person is not allowed on the premises." I've seen it.
Dang.
Oh man,
that's to the point. Right. That's to the point where we're going to be at soon, man. Let's go.
All right, fellas, I got to bounce out of here, but good seeing everybody. Glad to be a part of it, and go Birds, go Birds,
go Birds, go Birds.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Spectrum, the Spectrum used to be some crazy shit too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Spectrum. Yeah.
Especially at wrestling events. Especially at wrestling events.
Oh snap!
I mean,
Oh man,
we're gonna speak some positivity into this game, right?
Myles Garrett is not playing.
Yes.
That's
who's
huge.
your potential breakout player today, or most valuable player offensively and defensively when the Eagles win today?
We're going to give the breakout player to Puga. We're going to give the MVP to Tim. We'll give you the offensive player, and I'm going to take defensive player. Because until they actually do this shit, we're going to have to give that shit to amongst ourselves.
Oh man!
So,
all right.
Yo,
I guess
Brian is angry.
I'll jump in. I think our potential breakout is Greg Ward. I don't see the yeah, right there. Hit the Infinity Stone on a G-dub. But yeah, I don't think that it's going to be a tremendous passing game, but I do think that Ward and Goddard are going to get a lot of work over the middle of the field because of what we spoke about earlier. The Brown secondary is atrocious, gives up the 21st most passing yards in the league. MVPs on offense is obviously going to be Greg Ward for me. And then defense, I think it's going to be Darius Slay locking up Jarvis Landry, or Fletcher Cox has the potential if they actually will collapse around Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Ooh, okay. I like Cox MVP.
I guess I'll take a stab
Cox
at it.
with headset on right now.
Defensively, I would say Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He's been balling this season, and as well, he has his ear to the streets as far as to the media as well. He knows what the talk is, so he's gonna go out there and perform. MVP, I'm gonna give it to Booby, of course. And then for offensively, with Cleveland secondary being so terrible, I see the Fulgham train getting back on track.
Oh, Fulgham trained the MVP now.
All right, so I'll go next. So offensively, I might have to go. It's going to be Booby Miles. Defense, Brandon Graham, and my MVP player is going to be Slay. He's going to get his first interception in the Eagles uniform. And
let's go.
And I think Alshon's going to have a touchdown.
Whoa!
Oh,
that's my prediction.
Alshon.
Nice.
Alshon's going to get a touchdown. 50-50 ball.
No, don't put it on me. Not yet. Not yet.
I'm still here trying to figure out what Doug's gonna do, man. It's hard to. I'm here. Offensive breakout player. I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's why I didn't even want to.
I don't know. It's like I just and then you talk defense. Like, I don't know.
Evan, let's hear the bullshit that's about to come here.
Exactly.
Take it easy, pal. Take it easy.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No. So coming off of, I am in the same ballpark as previous guys that came on here and said Brandon Graham. I think Brandon Graham he's been rock solid for us defensively all year. I'm expecting to see more of that. And I'm going to go just a little bit of a different route. I'm going to say that Jason Kelsey puts down the booze this week. I'm expecting a completely different Jason Kelsey this week. Expecting the snaps to be where they're supposed to be. Yeah.
Offensive lineman as breakout players.
Bro, that's where we're at. Welcome to the 2020 Philadelphia Eagles, people. We got Jason Kelsey. He's going to be moving downfield. He's going to be opening up. He's going to be making blocks downfield for Miles Sanders so that he can pop off some runs. Going to be a good Jason Kelsey game. It's a shame that an offensive lineman is going to be the MVP of the game, but it is what it is. I'll take a win however we get one.
There you go.
Man, listen, my potential breakout player and MVP player, I'm going to give this vote to him. It's going to be Cameron Johnston.
Hold on. Hey, comment section that's coming after me for saying Jason Kelsey.
No,
I
bro.
think we got another culprit.
Until they either start getting this fucking ball running or throwing or some offensive plays, we're gonna be putting. We're gonna be 3 and outs. Cameron Johnson's gonna get a lot of work in today, man. You know what? He's even gonna put a hit on somebody.
Oh man.
This is ridiculous. Put him in the bathroom.
I'm weak, son.
I'm weak. For putting me in this position that I'm in right now. All right, got me talking crazy. I've gotten put into the bathroom probably at a max over 100 times this whole season because of them. So you know what I mean. Come at me all you want. Cameron Johnson, MVP. That's it.
No
All
defense, no offensive player. No,
It ain't gonna be Jake
do it
Elliott.
all, man. He's gonna punt the ball.
You're gonna punt the
Yo,
ball,
you bugging.
and then
He might
he's
throw
gonna
a
punt it
trick
again.
play. He might throw a trick play in there. Get a nice little pass.
Yo,
Yo, I
he's bugging.
swear to God, if Cam Johnson comes out with a fake punt pass today, if Prime's right about this.
He'll ride this until the end.
Yeah,
What?
I told you.
Yo, you got me drinking, bro. It's
Yo,
only
listen.
9:30.
I'm gonna spice it up here. I'm gonna go with Carson Wentz as my. He's probably gonna.
Are you crazy?
Just kidding.
Very nice.
You're freaking high.
I'm going Booby. Booby's the man here. This is where he gets 112 yards on the day. Defensive MVP, Fletcher Cox. I feel like he's gonna. I think he's gonna wreak havoc there. He's got to. He's got to step up and just disrupt the run game. Breakout player who hasn't really, showed up lately.
What's up, Morgan Freeman?
Josh Sweat.
Josh Sweat.
That's a good pick. That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay.
I'm hoping for Josh Sweat to break out today and have a couple sacks. We just can't. If I don't know, there's something about Baker Mayfield that just I don't know gets to me. Like
All those commercials, man.
maybe it's cool, but it's like if you let him beat you. Because I mean, he got to beat you through. Like if you could shut,
You let Daniel Jones beat you after you saw him on tape.
and that's why I'm.
What you mean?
That ruined my whole week.
Yo, look.
Hey, on the read option.
I agree with Joyce.
Read
I agree
option.
with Joyce. I agree with Joyce. You can give Carson MVP for defensive player. Because if he throws another pick, he's going to go ahead and make a reckless tackle.
Oh my god.
Hey, can we put Joyce in the bathroom?
Man.
Yeah, man.
Yo.
Yeah, bro. I'm probably more pissed because of the fact that you guys lost to the Giants last week, man. That's what's got me so damn heated.
Yeah, and that
I
Daniel
had a
Jones
crazy
thing,
ass week.
but like the Daniel Jones running all over us last week, that game and him doing that game hurt so much more than that 80-yard run that he put on us.
He just did the
You
same
knew-
thing that you 2 weeks ago.
Exactly,
Like,
it's the
what
same
the
play.
hell?
How do you not see it coming? It
And
happened
not just
weeks
once.
ago.
And not just once, 3 times.
Right. Yeah, now we're going to go to the other side. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, what are they doing? It's like, is it rocket science? Like, you know exactly what they're doing.
All right.
I was talking to Gail yesterday. We were on the phone, and I was like, "Does Wayne Gallman have like the best like handoff fake or something? Like, damn."
Wayne Gallman, I think, really is overlooked on that Giants team. I think that obviously Saquon is far and away a better running back. He's one of the top running backs in the league when healthy. I don't think Wayne Gallman is a bad backup by any means. He can get the job done.
I just
hate
think,
the
guys.
average.
Yeah. No, I mean, real quick though, we're all picking Cox to come up big per se, right? Like overall.
Big cock, huh?
But if he hasn't shown up yet, I don't know what needs to happen for him to come out though, right? Like what these are paid professionals. This is not collegiate athletes where you got to
Not just
motivate
paid,
them.
$100 million paid.
That's my thing. So I think I'm ready to give out my answer. Listen, I'm gonna be with Prime. I'm gonna stay with special teams. Potential breakout MVP, Jake Elliott.
In the rain?
No Crossland, too.
The man's gonna go
I'm not taking
6
Jake Elliott.
bro. Jake Elliott's gonna go 6 for 6 today.
6 for 6.
I don't know if it's field goals. I
Peterson
don't know
won't
if
let
it's touchbacks. I don't know what's going on.
That better be 6 touchdowns and 6 extra points.
That's if Doug lets them on the field after they score on the 2-point conversion.
Wrong.
Defensively, I'm sorry. Nobody has played consistent all season. I can't give it. If anything, it's gonna be Duke Riley when he gets beat, but he's gonna make the tackle. That's it. I don't know what else to say.
Horse collar.
The horse collar tackle, bro.
Oh man.
I say,
Hey,
hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
and let Josh Sweat take over that side.
Listen, Josh Sweat should have been getting more snaps. I saw him at Florida State week in and week out the last couple of years. I have no idea what they've been doing on the sideline.
I've been following this dude since high school. I coached with his high school coach. He's a beast.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure.
We're in such a weird headspace right now.
Right.
This is what a shitty Eagles team does to us.
Darkness.
Look,
I'm trying to tell you, see everybody's mood. Watch everybody's mood and their vibe. The vibe is we don't even know.
If you sit here and think to yourself, like, if they catch an L versus, I'm not taking away anything from like Cleveland, what they're doing this season, but just in theory, just saying we took an L to Cleveland and we're the underdogs playing Cleveland. And you go into next week, the vibe is like the city's already like teetering.
Mm-hmm.
Like talk radio, the fan base, everyone's in their feelings, and
If that's the case, I'm hosting. I'm gonna go ahead and be on the show as a cutout.
No. I'm gonna show up next week with a mask on, if anything.
Yeah.
With a paper bag on my face.
Yeah, and Cleveland's the one that made that popular, and that's where we're at now.
Yeah, well, like since you guys, how is it back home? Like, I feel like I've been hearing so much about the Sixers more than I've been hearing anything about the Eagles.
Everybody's like geared up right now.
My cousin was like, yeah, fam, the Sixers back to being a rock stars again. I'm like, what the hell?
I don't know though, because go ahead, Gil.
Like no one wants to hear. Like everyone's like, oh, Seth Curry, Danny Green, yeah, fuck Carson. Like that's the vibe right now in the city.
Oh, so they like the light skins. That's the team light skins.
I think there was.
Think about it.
There was so much outrage over those jerseys that the Sixers came out with last week, and
dude, I didn't like them.
Think about it. As the Eagles fan now, if the Eagles are playing terrible, you can literally change the channel and watch the Sixers game.
Yeah. I totally understand why the Sixers have become more and more of a conversation. I like what they're doing, in their own organization. But I think the Eagles are simply too big of a team in the city for like people to grow like complacent and to just like stop talking about them. Like the Eagles own the city, regardless of whether or not what their record is. Sixers will always be in the conversation, obviously, but the Eagles, win or lose, awful season or good season, that tends to be the leading conversation. And when it's this bad, like things just we start bringing up special teamers as MVPs. Like it just gets crazy.
Yeah. This is not the same Eagles. They must have moved to that new Philadelphia I've been hearing about.
Yeah. By the way, Hollywood, you are so right, because I just came back from Philly 2 weeks ago, and all I saw was Eagle stuff everywhere, from south to north to the mid to downtown. It was all Eagles. But I'm not sure if that was just because the season's in place. But I'm for sure know this: if there's a Sixers playoff game, somebody's having an Eagle conversation somewhere.
Yeah.
Between all those things. Like,
every single other sports team in the city is like just nauseated and sick of the Eagles fight song and the Eagles chants going on inside their stadiums while games are going on.
I was there.
People complain about it. Trust me.
I was there in Miami last year where we lost, and I'm still sitting there, and the fans are still midnight green and white, man.
Yep.
Sitting right there chanting, and I had Dolphins fans. I had this one lady, every time the Dolphins scored, she'd be right by me here, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this lady? The whole damn game. She was doing this to me, man. But yeah, no, we actually took over that stadium, and it just sucks that we lost because it would have been even better. But
yeah.
It was like that in Atlanta last year, man.
Yeah.
We took
the
over.
Punter threw a touchdown. I just want to say that one more time. The punter threw a touchdown.
Yeah, the punter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he didn't even throw a touchdown.
That's been hard.
The touchdown.
That's been kind of hard to get over here because I do work for a Miami market here of like sports and stuff, and they always bring that up to me during Dolphins games. And I'm like, I don't want to, I'm still trying to figure out why we didn't call timeout, but
they ain't never gonna let that one go.
When you think about that game, I was talking to my brother yesterday, and he was like, we had a rock bottom moment losing to Miami last year.
Yeah.
And we came back in the rebound. Like, so is this? My brother's like, oh, you think the Giant game represents like kind of like the Dolphin game where they went on that stretch and it's like
I just feel like they entered that game overconfident, man, and they just felt good about it and stuff, but they totally forgot that those are also paid professionals. Not to mention, even though the Dolphins were winning games, they were being well coached. And it was just about damn time that they're going to out-coach somebody. And unfortunately, it was Doug and his staff where you go up 7-0 on the Miles Sanders touchdown, and from that point forward, you're chasing the football game. They're converting 4th and 10 with touchdowns, 40 yards down the field. Jalen Mills doesn't look for the football a couple of times. Just those things that I'm looking at this, not watching it on TV, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then the next thing you know, third, fourth quarter comes, you don't convert first downs. And I still remember that game because that game still haunts me to this day because I waited so long to see them back here. They haven't been back here since 2010. And, we won it back then with Michael Vick and Shady and Jackson, and then all of a sudden you see them, but then it's just, they were out-coached in that game, not to mention the fake field goal for the touchdown. It's just one of those things that I don't think, and then Gail, I think you're right, man. It all kind of shows what this team is now, right? Like you look from then on going forward. Yes, you made the playoffs last year, but we really didn't convince ourselves that we were going to be like Seattle was just on another level, and DK Metcalf kind of showed us, hey, you should have drafted me. So
yeah. And I think if we just take a step back and look at like all of that through like a macroscope, like in our identity, we recognize that we have these throwaway games every year. So like a couple years ago, it was the Titans game where we just completely coughed that one up. We had no business losing that whatsoever. We had the Miami game last year, which was just an absolute, the Panthers game, the Miami game. Right. This year, we've had countless games like that. Like, at what point do we just take? I mean, I realize that we're doing that right in this moment, but like, we have to, like, good teams, good coaches don't just give those throwaway games up. Like, there needs to be some accountability held there. And, like, for us to consistently play down to bad teams' level and allow them to stay in the game, allow them to beat us, it's unacceptable. And it's like good coaches, good teams don't do that. I don't want to use Belichick as an example because obviously he's the greatest coach of all time. But you know what I mean? Like, coaches like that, they don't lose to bad teams, and we do, and it speaks directly to our coaching, in my opinion.
Sorry to break your point here, Evan. Ryan, go with Gio and Zeke. Gio's averaging 17 points per game over his last 3 starts. Joe Mixon is inactive this week, and there's no way that I can justify to you starting Kalen Ballage over Ezekiel Elliott, regardless of how bad. Go Browns. See what I mean? It's been all week, man. That's my uncle. Like, come on, man.
Put him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Is he a Soko?
What's that?
Is he a Soko too?
No, he's a white. He's from my mother's side. Yeah.
And that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. 1 hour to
I'm telling you, man. Like, it's been all week with these people. I got to deal with these guys. My entire family.
I hope the Eagles win for your sake, Soko.
Right? Like, my entire family's Browns fans. Like,
Hey,
My
listen, I
entire
just
friend
don't.
base is
All right,
Browns fans.
here's the honest question. Let's say all this we talking. These guys go out there, they destroy Cleveland. Is there even going to be an excitement? Like, is there even going to be like, besides for you, I mean, yeah. But I mean, like seriously, like for like the rest of us, is there going to be like any type of hypeness or anything? Because normally when we come off with like these crazy ass wins, we're amped up, we're ready, we're looking forward to next week, and then it's like, man, we got 4 crazy ass games these next coming.
Are you asking so much of like
I'm hyped.
It wouldn't be excitement because of those games, or like we would be saying to ourselves like, oh, it's about damn time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be hyped because I mean, going into Thanksgiving, I got to be thankful for something, and to be in the right headspace, thinking that they could just come back and finally get a win that we, like you remember when we're heading in the 49ers game and everyone's chalking that up
down, very down. Yeah,
yep.
They rose to the occasion. It wasn't super exciting, but they rose to the occasion, got the dub. But Prime, I mean, you mentioned about the next couple games coming up. So if we go around the room, these are the games that are on the here. Like I want each of you to go around. We're gonna go around the room, and I want you guys to tell me who you got wins and who you got losses against. We'll go with Soko first.
I do think if we win today, I'm super hyped because I think we can come out and beat the Seahawks. They have the worst passing defense in the NFL right now by like considerable amount, like 700 yards. But I think that I see us probably 4-2 over this stretch. I think our losses come to the Packers and Saints. I think we actually match up pretty well against the Cards. Offensively, you have Darius. So this is just, a little history thing. I think Darius Slay is great against DeAndre Hopkins. The last game they played, whenever Slay was with the Lions, he held Hopkins to 4 catches for 36 yards. So I think that we match up really well against the Cardinals on the defensive side of the ball, and their defense is atrocious right now. So yeah, I obviously the Cowboys are beatable. I think the Washington football team is beatable. It really comes down to how bad do you want it, honestly.
Huga,
we won it.
Okay. I still think the Seahawks do have our number still, unfortunately, with Russell Wilson. So I'm going to chalk that one up as an L. I know last year the Eagles went to Green Bay and upset the Packers. Hopefully they can do it again. I'm not sure. But I do see us squeaking out a win against the Saints. I think with Drew Brees, I don't know if he'll be playing or not. I do see that as a win. Dallas, a win. And of course, the Cardinals, I think that's a good matchup as well. Obviously, the Eagles have trouble going out to Arizona, but I think Carson and the gang get it done there. And yeah, I'm going 4-2. They beat Washington also.
All right, Tim, what do you got?
Mine's gonna be a little different. So we're gonna beat the teams that we're supposed to lose. So we're gonna beat Seahawks. We're gonna beat the Saints. We're gonna lose to the Cowboys. We're gonna beat the Packers. We're gonna lose to the Cardinals, and we're gonna lose to Washington.
Wow! Wow! Hollywood Herman.
How I'm looking at this, I think we can actually. Can you put that back up real quick?
I'm sorry, I got something in my eye. Hold on.
Yeah, I think that we actually do squeak one out versus Seahawks. They're trending a tiny bit downward right now. I think that we can capitalize on that. We play up to our opponents. Then we go through a little bit of a little stretch here. I think we lose against the Packers. Yeah. I think Aaron Rodgers is just playing on a different level this year with Devontae Adams. I think we lose to the Saints. I think we lose to the Cardinals. And I think that we beat the Cowboys in Washington to end the season. That's where I'm at.
There you go.
Who else?
Very nice.
Who else? We'll go with
I guess it's me. All right, so I'm probably gonna get sent to the bathroom for all these. So Seattle, I don't see it squeaking by. We're playing against Russell. He owns us, and on top of that, we don't have the linebacker core to contain him. And then as well, we only got Darius Slay. I feel DK can go off. He's gonna line up probably more in the slot, so that's where it's gonna hurt us a little bit. Green Bay, that's different. Aaron Jones is on a contract year. He's been balling this season. Like I said, we don't got the linebackers to stop the run, so that's going to hurt us as well. The Saints, we might get that one just because you got Taysom Hill at quarterback starting, and then you got Jameis as a backup. So it's going to be a lot of gadget offense. Their defense really hasn't been doing that well this season. Arizona, they just own us historically by record. And then you got Kyler Murray, a decent shifty quarterback with D-Hop. And then you still got Larry Fitzgerald. And that defense with Buda Baker is going to be going after Carson like he did DiNucci when they played the Cowboys. So I'm looking at 1-3 right now. And then what were the last two games, Gail? My fault. Dallas, of course, no matter what we do, I feel us coming back and we can win that one. And then against the Washington football team, we could probably go 3-3 with this schedule.
Okay.
3. Oh, who's left? Prime, did you go yet?
No, I haven't gone yet.
Muted, Prime.
I said my prediction was 4-2 as well. I wasn't counting Seahawks. I was taking that one to the L. I honestly was seeing us upsetting the Packers because for the past couple of years we've owned Saints because Drew's not there. Cardinals got that one as an L, and then the last two division games I got that one as W's. So yeah, 4-2.
Man, did you go yet?
Nah. So listen, Gary, you actually gave me some optimism right now. But then Marcus goes ahead and is like, "Oh, I'll probably be getting to the bathroom now." So I don't even know. In all honesty, I think it's about time that we beat the Seahawks. I think they've beaten us the last couple of times, but man, I think Marcus makes a great point when it comes to the linebackers. You need to be able to have better linebackers there when you play those type of quarterbacks that could escape the pocket and create plays, man. But anyways, but somehow, some way, I think we'll win this game. So that's a W at Monday Night Football. The following week, though, I see it as an L. I think last year we got lucky in the sense that the Packers, they couldn't score touchdowns when they got inside the 15-yard line in the whole second half thing. So we're going to get an L there. Saints at home, I think we win that game. No Drew Brees, I would think, right? They're starting, Taysom Hill, and then also I'm also seeing reports that most of the players there, they wanted Winston to start, so that could create some friction. We haven't won in Arizona since 2001. I actually looked that up because I wanted to see when was the last time we actually beat them. You know what? I think that will change. We'll beat them in Arizona finally for the first time in 2 decades, I guess you can probably say. And then we'll win the 2 games in Dallas and at home against the Washington football team, hopefully. So there you go.
Oh, I guess I have to do myself, huh?
Just not online.
Everybody needs to make that facial expression.
It is what it is. Seahawks, I feel like, surprisingly, I think we've caught in so many L's against the Seahawks. This is probably the one that we win in a weird way. Like, I don't. I think against the Packers, we might get the L there. Saints, that's a toss-up. That could, that's a toss-up for me right there. Cardinals, I think we might catch an L there. And then I think we beat the Cowboys, and I think we beat Washington. Was that 4-2? 4-2. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
That must be all it takes.
Everybody like hour away from the game. Everyone's got no juice. Where's the juice? Who's got the juice in the room?
I tried to give it all to the Eagles. I gave them all my juice. I said, "You take it."
Prime ain't got no juice. He's like talking punchers and shit.
I ain't gonna lie. I got more excited about the Sixers with Daryl Morey and just giving that resurgence of energy to the organization. Honestly,
by the way,
I think that's what we need on for the Eagles.
And I'm hearing we're not even done yet.
Yeah, guys. So a quick thing on that, because I do work for some type of I can't say the name, but I do have guys inside the Heat organization that are really, really impressed with what the Sixers have done. Obviously, like Prime just said, you guys are not done yet. But listen, in all due respect, you guys don't need Harden to be great, bro. You know, like I've seen all these posts about Harden. Harden is the name. Listen, we don't even want him down here in Miami. So, but what you guys has done so far, you know, getting Curry, being able to self-establish yourself in another type of identity, I think is key. But your coach just needs to be much better in key things, right? So, but so far so good. I've heard great stuff.
The way I'm reading that is Bailey's telling us Jimmy Butler's coming back. Get some Jimmy Butler.
You guys have some out of here, bro. You guys. What's the name of your Sixers? What's the name of your Sixers reporter that said that Jimmy Butler wasn't going to make the playoffs? After he left?
I forget.
Australia.
All I'm saying is Doc Rivers is going to slap them cheeseburgers out of Embiid's hand during pregame warm-up. Doc is going to keep everybody accountable instead of, you know, Brent Brown. Brent is literally the Doug Peterson equivalent.
Yeah, so we need to get both Daryl Morey and Doc Rivers in the Eagles organization and start snapping some necks.
So Eric B to Philly next year as a head coach?
Man.
This guy talking Eric B already?
I mean,
I'm
it's
more
definitely
for Deuce because he's the culture. He's going to bring that new energy. He's just how he is, his personality. I think that would fit. But Eric B with the creativity, with the weapons we already got, Hightower, Rager, Ward, Fulgham, and then Sanders, and then Eric B, mine could go crazy with that type of, you know, lineup.
Yeah. You know, I also heard yesterday someone brought up Lincoln Riley.
Nah, trust me, I live in OKC.
No, I mean, I just heard
he's not leaving.
Yeah.
He's not leaving.
Shout out to Willie in the chat from Australia, our resident whooped that American's ass in trivia.
Willie.
Willie showed up. He specifically showed up for another prize. He hit my DMs. He's like, "Hoping on the show right now. I'm looking to beat some more tail in trivia. You got any more prizes? Does anyone want to face Willie?"
I did not say that, but anyway.
It's like, I'm out.
What is it?
Trivia questions.
He killed us last week.
You game, Marcus?
Sports related or what?
Eagles related.
We got merch. We got Eagles hat.
Marcus, I
just bought this one yesterday.
I'm not gonna be on the next 2 weeks, so there'll be this new winners.
Hey, so Marcus Puga versus Willie.
Mark Puga versus Willie.
All right,
first to 5.
We don't have that many questions. We don't have that many questions left. At the problem.
I love Mark in the comment section. Justin Willie the prize. Game over.
Hold on. Hey, Gail, text me the answers real quick.
Yo, that's how much faith everyone has in Willie. They're Puga, Marcus. Are you guys feeling offended?
No.
Okay, you guys ready?
Let's give it a shot.
Evan?
All right, that's good.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
All right. There is a 3-way tie for the most interceptions in Eagles history. Name 2 of the players.
Sheldon Brown and Asante Samuel.
Eric Allen, Brian Dawkins.
So what was everybody's answers?
Eric Allen, Brian Dawkins.
Brian Dawkins, Eric Allen from Willie. We had Asante Samuel and who from
Sheldon Brown.
Sheldon Brown.
Yeah, from Marcus. Puga, you in this?
No,
The answer is Brian Dawkins, Eric Allen, and Bill Bradley.
All right, game over. We lost. All right. Just
got it? It was nice. Let's keep going.
Already.
All right. So we'll go name 3 of the 5 all-time sack leaders on the Eagles.
Reggie White, Trent Cole.
Google, stop Googling.
I'm not Googling, dude. My internet's too slow, dude. I'm not. I have shitty internet. Okay.
You hadn't said a word yet, Google.
Brandon Graham.
All I see is his eyes.
So what was the guess there, Willie? Brandon Graham?
I said Reggie White, Brandon Graham, and Trent Cole. But
yeah, that's my guess too. Reggie White, Trent Cole.
Dude, Willie probably has the answers, dude. How come I'm getting accused of having the answers? He's looking at something, dude. I see him looking out to the side.
Oh, man.
We got
I'm
Reggie
just messing
White.
with you, Willie. I'm just messing with you.
Reggie White,
no.
Trent Cole, Clyde Simmons, Hugh Douglas, and Brandon Graham.
And I got the picture with the damn dude in my damn profile. I didn't get that one.
Yeah, so I believe if I'm counting correctly, that's another point for Willie.
2-0.
Oh, that's the tie. That's the tie. This is an Eagles
Gail,
play.
Gail has that smirch on his face. I'm gonna have to pay for outside shipping again, man.
That's why I'm saving all his prizes and shipping them together.
One
Exactly.
You ready?
All right, don't worry, Gail. I'll pay the shipping.
This one is the closest to. How many times has Carson Wentz been sacked in his career?
Ooh. I'm out of fingers.
Curiosity.
This was brought up
when you
last
say
week,
career,
wasn't it?
that's including collegiate.
No, his NFL career. NFL career.
He got sacked like twice in North Dakota.
I want to say it has to be somewhere in.
That's career. I'm going 85.
I'm gonna go 72.
I'm gonna go about 63.
All right.
63.
I think this number will be quite shocking. It is. Hold on. Oh my God. Sorry about this. Sorry.
There's a one.
Surprise, motherfucker.
What's the goddamn number?
I'm sorry.
Come on!
The answer is 167.
Oh, I was the closest.
Whoa.
Yes. 72 was the closest.
Smart. Very smart.
2-1.
What was that?
2-1 right here.
We're going back to the memorable Sam Bradford era. How many
the Chip Kelly days.
How many touchdowns did Sam Bradford throw as an Eagle?
None to DeMarco Murray.
As an Eagle.
I want to say 17.
16, I think it was.
I'm gonna go 16.
16, 17, 16. All right.
It's 19.
Good, that's the point.
So what's the score? Who's keeping track of the score right now?
2-1-1.
2-1-1. We're gonna stick with Sam Bradford. That same season, how many picks did he throw?
11.
15.
10.
It's 14.
Oh, Willie, bro.
Someone said 15.
Willie,
right?
Willie,
Willie,
man.
3-1-1.
2-2-2.
3-1-1.
No, Puka got that last one, right?
Willie,
because he said 15.
That is correct.
Yeah, 15.
My man really ain't trying to play for those overseas Bills.
All right, our man up in the box with Merrill Reese, Mike Quick.
Yes.
How many
He played wide receiver.
Yes. How many career touchdowns? Played his entire career with Philadelphia. How many career touchdowns did he have?
He did.
I'm gonna
Damn, that's a
go
tough one.
in his career.
74.
You said 74 touchdowns?
In his career, yep.
Yeah,
As an Eagle.
that's a guess.
Willie said 74.
I'm gonna go like 34.
34.
55.
55. 74, 30, no, 72, 34, and 55.
Sorry, everybody cut out there. I didn't
72,
hear.
34,
72.
and 55.
The answer is 61.
Ooh.
So I'm the closest.
60.
You are.
Yeah. All right. Score 3-2-2.
3-2-1. 3-2-1.
3-2-1. Who's in the lead,
3-2-1.
Marcus?
Willie.
Yep, I'm in the lead.
Not yet.
Should have figured.
Marcus, go straight to the bathroom, bro.
Closest, another closest two. How many career sacks does Fletcher Cox have?
51 and a half.
How the hell are we adding halves?
Willie, you said 51 and a half?
Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna go 49. Fuck it.
I think we're gonna have to raise the alarm here. I'm gonna be honest. Willie, are you cheating, pal? It's 51 and a half. Like he hit it on the nose there.
He's my favorite current Eagle. Okay, so I'm not sort of
And
loser just on
Marcus,
Wikipedia and
Marcus had one of his favorite Eagles on his profile. He didn't even name him, but Willie knows everything about his favorite player. That right there should tell you the freaking leverages of
Hey, what if?
man.
Hey, Willie, what if?
Bro, I was at a car show in Atlanta, and Hugh Douglas was doing an on-air set for the radio, the sports station out there. So
Yeah.
I let my fiance, I told her, hey, keep walking. I'm going to sit here and wait and get this picture. And I sat there and wait till he got done with that whole segment. And I was like, bro, I need to take a picture with you. Because growing up, my only idol was Hollis Thomas because he was the sports kid for kids with asthma. I had asthma. So it was like,
Yeah.
hey, you can go to all these Hollis Thomas events, and I grew out of asthma. But yeah, that was that.
That's what's up.
Hey, Willie, since you know
That's
everything about
awesome, man.
Fletcher Cox, what do you have for breakfast, dude?
No. The question you need to ask is, who did he have over last night?
Oh.
Has someone break into his house again?
Yeah, did get the shotgun out and.
So where are we at? Willie needs one more point, right?
Yeah, 4-2-1.
4-2-1.
Willie,
We're on to a guy that we've been begging to break out, have an interception. Darius Slay, how many career interceptions does he have?
Willie,
Obviously, none with the Eagles.
Willie's drinking his coffee, sipping it.
I know he's got 0 with the Eagles.
I'm gonna go 23.
17.
I was going to go 17, so I'll go 19.
23, 17, 19.
It's 19.
Oh, you're kidding me.
19.
It's 19.
All right, we lost.
The Thunder from Down Under, once again.
Hey, so as a prize,
This has just
you
become
won.
the new segment has just become Beat the
There
Odds.
you go.
That's
That's
where
his
we're at.
prize.
Yo, honestly, that game is fire. That was a absolute fire football
That is
game
what I'm
growing up.
playing right now on
Is
the
it?
original Xbox.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Willie,
That game was fantastic.
Which one do you want?
Hey, Hey, Gail, I want the one on the left, dude.
Who
earn
came
'em.
second? Who came second?
This one?
Who came second?
This one?
Marcus.
Yeah, I
Give it to
came
him.
second.
It's his.
Oh, that's what's up. He's
What?
giving it to Marcus.
Oh,
That's it.
snap.
This one?
Appreciate it, fam.
He's giving it to Marcus, Gail.
Hey, I'm
Which
not
one?
picky, Gal. You pick whatever.
Which one?
Which one do you want, Marcus?
The one that. Let's go.
Willie
to white.
wants the one on the left, so the one on the right is Marcus's.
The green or the white one?
That one.
All right, Marcus, if you could forward me your address.
I got you.
Hey, that was very nice of you, Willie.
Appreciate it, Willie.
You got to be
Willie,
humble.
Willie, where was that for me last?
Ooh.
last week, man. What was that for me last week, bro?
Facts. He didn't even
Right,
worry
bro.
about the point, man.
Next week.
I got some good news. I'll be at work next week, so there will be a new winner. So.
Damn. Flex.
I mean, dude, I give all the credit in the world to Willie for a guy who grew up outside of the States, and for him to fall for a football team like this and know them inside and out the way he does. It's impressive.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
No, I appreciate it, man. I really do. So, and for anyone watching, Fourth and John have not sent me any other questions. And my second point is,
you don't have a double monitor.
Not what's that?
No,
I don't have a double monitor. No, not that you guys would question it, but yeah, this just explains how much of a fan and how much I absolutely love the Birds, man. So
absolutely
awesome, man.
Yeah. So
what Willie is trying to tell you is like he is superior over all you fucking.
Step your game up.
No, I'm not.
I'm trying to talk shit.
I run this shit.
When it comes to trivia, this is Willie's stance.
I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Facts.
He's a fucking legend.
It's the truth.
But we had shout out to we have Luke and we gotta boot one person.
What was that?
Well, hey, I'm about to go play some football actually. So
Yo,
y'all
thanks
go
for
ahead
joining
and
us,
boot
Marcus.
me.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Make
Nice
sure you
seeing
get your
Puka.
information. Sir.
Appreciate it, Willie.
Your
No
address.
worries, man.
Prime.
Take it easy, bro.
Marcus,
Take it easy.
Take it easy, Marcus. Have a good one, man.
What is your Twitter, Marcus?
Oh, so my Twitter is shit. What is it? Oh, walk
I
to
love
success.
Hugh Douglas.
Anybody catch it?
I don't know
Walk
what
to success.
was his internet Wi-Fi.
No, might be using his phone. And you have to.
It's part of the Xbox.
So we got all our Twitter handles on him except for Marcus.
Puga, what is it?
Oh, wow.
What's up?
What's Marcus's Twitter handle?
Luke, you there?
Let me see. Hold on.
Such great friends.
Google.
Yo, coming down to crunch time, boys.
Just so
How we
everybody
feeling?
knows.
Oh, it's Air
40
Force
minutes
Kid
kickoff.
28.
Just so everybody
Did you guys
knows,
get that?
Puga is just now getting the answer to the first
Air
question.
Force Kid 48.
28. Air
it?
Force Kid 28.
There you go.
Air Force Kid
Now
28.
I
Oh,
got
it's
a
got a
picture
lock on
with
it.
Tiki Barber. Or is that Rondé Barber? Who's that? Tiki Barber or Rondé Barber as his profile pic?
Does he?
Run.
Yes.
You shouldn't be taking pictures of none of them. None of them.
Yeah, so we are less than 40 minutes to 1
totally
o'clock
forgot.
here. Man, has the expectations increased at all? Has the conversation created any juice in this room?
Yeah,
Where we feel a little bit better about this team?
So I said all week, everybody that hit me up, I have doubted.
Soko, listen. You're only getting excited because you need to get back to your family, man. All right.
No, they're not even here right now. That's the worst part. I don't have anybody.
They're in the comments.
Beating.
They've been in your head all week,
Bro. So they've been hitting me up all week, and all week I've said I kind of feel like, because I knew the shitty weather was coming. I said an 11-point win for the Browns. I didn't think that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said it was going to be 21-10, the Browns, all week. And
What the hell is even that?
the closer we get to the game, man, I have confidence that Dougie Peake gets his head out of his ass this week. And I think that the whole running back by committee thing is just smoke. I think that we're going to see like 28 touches today for Miles, maybe like 24 carries, 4 receptions kind of thing. And man, I feel good about it. I don't know what it is. It could be another game like the Browns had with Houston last week where it's like 10-7, but a win's a win right now for Philly. I don't care how ugly it is.
Yeah.
Change your mind.
Yeah. I honestly, I can't put a finger on it. I think it was the big talk on like Miles today. I think that them bringing up Elijah Holyfield is just kind of like hey, we have 4 running backs. You need to prepare for a goal line back kind of thing to maybe open up some lanes for Miles.
I think it's seeing your white uncle. That's what swayed your opinion.
The white.
The white family is pressing down on your neck, and you're like, you know what? I'm just standing my ground. I'm just changing my
fact.
If you do get a dub, you can talk shit to the family.
Man, my entire fantasy football league, my whole family, all my friends back home, like I just, dude.
Well,
I'm telling you, I can't express the amount of notifications I'm going to get if we lose.
No, I totally know how you feel, because that's how I feel when we play the Cowboys. Is living down here, my neighbors, my friends, my family members just do not shut up, and I know like what you're feeling right now. You want the Eagles to win, and you're excited for the game because I can see it in you. You want them to win. I think we all want the Eagles to win, but I think it's a little more special when you live in enemy territory and you got people heckling you all day.
You got the good thing for me is I only have to deal with it once every like 3 years. You have to deal with it twice a season. So
No, Prime has to do with it.
I deal with it 6 times. Let me see. I got the Cowboys, I got the Giants, I got the Redskins. All of a sudden, we had some Seattle fans. My cousin's a Seattle fan. I got to deal with it a lot. I got to deal with, Tim's wife with the 49ers.
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
One of the greatest selfies of all time right there.
That was a good one
of all time, bro.
Best picture.
How is that not a shirt, man? How is that not a shirt?
It really needs to be. The head in hands is just the real icing on the cake right there.
It is.
Fucking baby pick, man. Look at that baby face.
That's before I had facial hair.
To Soko's, I'm sorry. To Cougar's point, Soko ended up saying that he was expecting 21-10. I, for some reason this week, prior to hearing about the weather conditions of the game, I was expecting like a high scoring game. I was actually expecting, I think we have 2, not so good defenses here. And I think that the Eagles offense, if this could finally be the game where they could get clicking, they do what we ask and run the ball actually an even amount to the amount of passes that they throw. And, I think that the Eagles have a tendency to give up points as well. I was expecting prior to the weather to a pretty like a shootout almost. But with this being a factor, I'm expecting it to kind of be a sloppy game. And I think that turnovers are obviously going to be the key factor here. Whoever wins the turnover battle, I think is going to end up winning this game.
Shout out to Luke. I think one of our writers are 4th and John.
Yo, fellas.
Yo.
What up? How we doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Can't complain.
Hey, we're looking for some positive reinforcement. What you got for us today?
Ooh, I think Carson Wentz gets back on track. I think Jalen Reagor has 1, maybe 2 touchdowns today.
Whoa!
I think Brandon Graham absolutely destroys Baker Mayfield, maybe hurts him. And I think the Eagles win 27-21. Thanks.
Whoa! That's the energy we needed.
Wow. We're getting all this was after the whole 9 yards.
Guys, can we take a second to these are Jarvis Landry's cleats for today.
Nice.
Those are hard.
Those are fresh. Yeah.
It's kind of weird repping.
So we're gonna Luke says we're getting some Rager bombs. We're gonna see
Rager bomb.
Baker Mayfield eat grass.
He just got finished playing Madden.
I didn't hear any.
Exactly, Brian. Exactly.
Yo,
you're gonna eat a lot of grass, and the boys are coming out on top today. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Small on me.
Like that's the energy. Look, this is the energy we've been missing today.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Hey Luke, I used to have that energy.
Yeah, that bringing energy left my soul last week.
I need a Jimmy bomb right now, dude.
All right, my head's hurting.
Soko, listen,
Yes.
I don't want you to go through what I went through this week, so I hope they pulled out that W for you, man.
I appreciate that, fellas. I
Luke is getting
need
love.
that.
Luke is getting love right now. Everyone's feeling Luke right now.
Bro, we've been missing the energy, man. Like,
Yeah, I know, man. I've been pretty busy with school and stuff, but I'm really glad to be back. We're on break now, so I can put a lot more time towards this stuff, and I really love it.
Very nice.
Missed you guys.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Likewise.
How's the lacrosse season, by the way? You guys didn't know Luke plays lacrosse at Drexel.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going well. We actually our fall was canceled, but then we were able to kind of do workouts in like little pods, groups of 5s. We got tested every Thursday, which is kind of crazy, but I mean everyone's healthy, and I think the spring's looking like we're gonna play. So hopefully.
That's good, man. Awesome.
Now going around the room, since Luke brought some of this positive vibe, would love to hear some takes on some score predictions. We'll start with Evan.
Let's go.
I love it.
Evan, what's your score prediction for that?
Well, like I said, I was expecting a high-scoring game prior to seeing the weather. I think the weather definitely changes things up a bit. I am expecting it to be a close game. I still think there's some scoring that ends up happening. I'm going to say it's going to be another weird scoring day because Doug Peterson's going to throw a 2-point conversion in there somewhere. I'm going to say 19 to I'm going to say 19-13 Birds. Yes, sir.
Soko.
Hang on. I got to turn my hat around like a true franchise quarterback. Hang on. All right. Now that we're ready for that, I think that hang on. I'm tilted a little bit here. All right. So now that I look like the true franchise cornerstone of the 4th and John blog, let me go ahead and
You look like an offensive coordinator.
Oh, don't.
Right now.
Why are you insulting me like Press Taylor right now? How dare you? Now that we got that settled here, I think that I'm with Evan. I think today's going to be a weird scoring game. Sloppy weather, bunch of turnovers, weird game. I'm going 22-15 Birds.
22-15 Birds, okay. Mr. Kincaid.
Yo, oh man, I don't even know if I make my mind up yet. 10-14 Birds. I don't even know. I'm I don't know, man. I'm so irritated with this. I'm so irritated.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go. I'm expecting a big game from Miles Sanders and breakout player. I didn't get to say mine earlier, so I'm gonna go with Dallas Goedert. Hoping 2 touchdowns from him today, and I'm gonna go 23-16 Eagles.
All right. How about
Yeah, I think it's 27-21 Eagles. Like I said, Carson gets back on track. He has a turnover-less day.
Wow.
Rieger bombs. We got Goddard also. I think Doug doesn't go for it for 2 every time today. I think he actually kicks the extra point every time. Elliott misses 1. He goes 3 for 4, and we win 27-21.
Oh, nice. Willie.
I'm going to go 23-17. I'm expecting us to run the ball a bit more today, just being wet weather and everything, and I also expect the front 4 to get a few turnovers today as well. I'm not saying slow pick 6 because every time I say that, it doesn't happen. So front 4 this week.
Man, after all that positivity, what am I going to go? Negative? No. I'm going to stay positive. Listen, if we run for over 150 yards, we win. If we run less than 100 yards, we lose. Final answer.
All right.
Oh.
Luke inspired me to throw the helmet back on, man. One that actually fits.
Let's go, baby. I'll join you.
Listen, I'm with Manny. You know, what I mean, it seems like when we start talking this positivity, it's a whole totally opposite. So, with that being said, I'm gonna say 14-10, sloppy game, weather conditions. Austin's probably going to do this thing because that's all we're going to do is getting rushing touchdowns, which we've all been waiting for the past couple of weeks. So, yeah, I'm going to say 14-10. These guys are going to go ahead and, slide through to get this W. But, hey, if they break 20 and they come out with these outrageous scores that you guys have been predicting, I'm with it.
Let's see. I think it's my turn. Further AM, shout out to him. He says Eagles big L today. Nobody cared about score predictions when they're all Eagles favorite. From biased fans with hope. 27-13 Browns. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, Jay.
Yeah. Further and further off that bed.
I don't know, man. I just feel like it's going to be close. I feel like 24. What does that say? It says relax.
We were all feeling good, and Further AM just shit on our heart.
Relax, Further AM. Relax. I'm gonna go with. I'm just feeling a certain way. I don't want 24-7. No, I'll go 24-20.
Nice.
I feel it's gonna be close, but if you can't because I feel like if you catch an L this week, man. It is
to the Browns.
You've said that many times this year. If we catch an L this week, and we've called it
Cleveland.
No, but I'm saying to the Browns, you catch an L this week. It's a different type of L. No, it won't sit well with me at all.
It's Cleveland.
It's really that much different of an L than to the Giants.
And it's because we haven't lost since. They're
a better football team this year.
Bro, the last time we fucking lost to the Browns, this was you, Evan.
Remember it.
Bro, look how. Bro.
Damn, man.
Look at the hairline on that baby.
There's people out that say I have squinty eyes. Look at that baby.
You never watched
Always squinting.
One thing can be concluded is that Evan ages nicely, man.
Thank you.
Got that nice looking skin.
Thank you.
Yo, Evan was smoking it like an infant. He came out like.
Yeah. Doobie in hand. I knew I was going to be a Philly 4-for-4 guy. I needed to find a way to relax myself somehow.
They're like, Burns, this is your new baby. He's coming right out of the womb. Evan.
Just listening to Bob.
Came right out the bird. So I just feel like you just got to get this stuff. Like Carson hit. Like me and my brother were talking about this yesterday. Like, bro, like we haven't had one game this season of like good football, like four quarters. Like it's been awkward the whole game. Like what was the other thing? When was the last time that my brother brought up? We're just sitting there like looking at each other, like trying to make up dumb Eagles points. Like, remember this? Do you remember this? It's like, when was the last time that you saw Carson Wentz? Like, how many times have you seen Carson Wentz hit a wide receiver in stride?
Washington.
It's been a while, and it's like,
how weird is that though?
Yeah.
In stride.
Especially when he has his feet planted and he's like still unable to make that throw happen.
Or even if you're talking about dialing up plays for a wide receiver to get hit in stride, that can go to play calling as well. But like in stride, like it looked normal, and that's what we've been asking for like whole season. So
didn't he hit Travis Fulgham though in stride against the Niners?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that like we're going back how many weeks to find that example? You know what I mean?
That's week three.
We're sitting there looking at each other.
Week
Bro,
that's bad. That's bad.
It's a month ago now.
Goddard.
Well, I'm with Luke. I think Carson hit some Rager bombs on stride today. Rager bomb.
I like that energy.
Yeah.
All I know,
you guys want to hear
Alshon in the red zone.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh man, like, I can't. It's hard to be optimistic right now whenever we saw that product last week coming out of the bye. You had 2 weeks to prepare for a Giants team that you just played 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
And you give
Yeah,
up
it's inexcusable.
You give up 150 rushing
Yeah.
yards to Daniel Jones.
Damn, so cool. All my good feelings are leaving, man.
Bro, Mr. Turnover
Yeah, bro.
himself. We got made fun of last week by Giants fans.
And what's Doug's record coming off the bye? 1-4, right?
1-5.
1-5.
He ain't no Andy Reid, that's for sure.
Especially when you hear from them after you don't hear from them all year.
Yeah.
They put. Did you guys see that? That big. It was on the news. It's a big sign up in the sky right now.
Where'd he go?
Listen in action.
Hey Carson, we need you, man.
They look for a Wentz man. We need you. Not Batman. We need Wentz.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Hey, how you guys feeling about Jalen Reagor? I mean, we'll start with Luke. You know how Jalen Reagor. Do you think he's like it's time for the breakout? You know, he deactivated from Twitter. Now he's back. You'd like to kind of. You think Jalen Reagor has what it takes to be that guy? I mean, he's taken a lot of heat from Eagle fans lately. I don't know why, but
yeah, I mean, I think he definitely has the ability to be the guy. I mean, we drafted him in the first round. He's a first round draft pick. He's a receiver in the NFL. It's his first year. He dealt with injuries, but I think a big thing also, not like the whole Eagles Twitter going after him and stuff. It's like there's a guy in Travis Fulgham who kind of came out of nowhere, and maybe that could like be messing with him a little bit. Like, how come this dude was on the practice squad? He wasn't the first round draft pick, and he's producing, and I'm not. Like, what am I doing? And I feel like the part of it probably eats at him a little bit. But I mean, part of it is growing up as a professional athlete. Like he knows that. I mean, this is what he signed up for, especially in a city like this. And the only way to turn the narrative is just to play better and produce. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do today, hopefully.
Interesting. How about Brian?
So I wasn't one of those guys on draft day that wanted Reagor. I wanted Justin Jefferson. Him coming into the league and getting hurt after his first day and stuff like that. There you go. Him getting hurt on his first day. It's just like you getting whipped for that. Yeah, it's been really disappointing, and then it finally comes back, and then he's not getting that those plays that we're like hoping for. But I don't want to put it all on him. I mean, all I want to say is like, dude, whoever's coaching Travis Fulgham, coach Reagor the same way. Get him in there, start getting him to be productive and all that stuff. So I'm not going to be the one to shut the door on the kid. I mean, he looks like he has the potential, and I'm in it for the long run. I mean, not that I have much of a choice. You're wearing our jersey. You know what I mean? You got to go in there and represent. So, you know, I'm with you, man. I hope the productivity just comes soon.
I mean, he's done what he's his targets that he's gotten. He's made most of them. He went over the middle to grab a pass and set him up with it and broke his. Got hurt for it because he got set up. He caught a deep ball. If he was got hit in stride, he probably would have scored on that. He did score a touchdown versus the Cowboys. So if they utilize him correctly, it's just a matter of when and how he becomes. That's the guy that we targeted. And also, I mean, Justin Jefferson, that was our other guy that we targeted.
Yeah.
It was either or. We were like, it's either or. Like, whoever you want, those two guys are really good options to draft. But you got to think about how players are being utilized here. Do you guys feel?
Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm at with Jalen Reagor, is that I think that he just hasn't been utilized to his full potential yet. He has an enormous skill set, and he fits perfectly in this offense and the things that we're trying to do, but we simply don't use him enough in these plays. I think his speed is next level, and I think if, to your point, Gail, if Carson could start to hit him in stride, we can really see some actual Reagor bombs come into fruition. I was a Reagor guy on draft day. I personally was against Justin Jefferson. I have a little bit of egg on my face right now. I mean, it's not like I think yet. I don't think that we made bad decision yet. I still think Jalen Reagor has an opportunity to be great. I simply just don't think that we've been using him enough or in the right ways.
Listen, it's quite clear, right? I think Gail even said it best when we were talking about Miles Sanders. He hasn't had opportunities. I don't feel like Reagor either has had any opportunities. And the only reason why I was for Justin Jefferson is because since I'm a Gators fan, I know SEC football. I saw Justin Jefferson go up against SEC competition week in and week out. Not saying that Reagor cut in the Big 12 or whatnot, because you know that conference is all offense. Let's be honest here. It's all offense, right? So, but to me, Justin Jefferson had to be a guy that I thought can literally play getting covered one-on-one, and his speed and his elusiveness is so great in zone. And that's what you're seeing what he's doing now. Listen, Kirk Cousins is not the greatest quarterback in the world. Let's be honest here. But what is Justin Jefferson doing so well? It's creating yards after the catch.
Yeah.
Cousins might hit him in stride once or twice, but the rest of the passes, they're either in front of him or he has to go back and get them, and he's making plays. Not saying Reagor can't, but we just don't have enough snaps right now to make that determination. And that's what we as Eagles fans, we want to see. We want to see opportunities from him given. We want to see Miles Sanders get those same opportunities. That's what I think Doug needs to come to realization, that use those weapons, man. It's okay if you want to do your little thing here and there, however you see fit, but you got to give your playmakers the football and enough opportunities during the game for you to win the game.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
Yeah. Man, you hit the nail on the head there, bro. For real.
I like that.
Take him to church. Take him to church.
Soko, I mean, how you feeling about this man?
I'm still one of the few who are. I haven't seen enough opportunity for him yet. I don't think he's been on the field enough to pass fair judgment at this point, as well as Justin Jefferson. Like, I understand, like Manny's point, Justin Jefferson has done well with the opportunities that he's been given. But let's be honest here, like, we're 10 going into 11 weeks in the season. Like, can we really judge a draft product off of 11 games or 10 games for us? Like, this. I understand the Eagles fans want instant production from a guy, but let's be honest, there are very few and far between day one impact guys outside of the top 5 picks in the NFL draft. Justin Jefferson happens to be put in an offense that is passing the ball at an astronomical rate because they're constantly behind on the scoreboard, which it seems like the Eagles are right now as well. But again, Reagor missed how many weeks so far? I think that we're going to see his development come in the coming weeks. And, we're going to see some flash plays, just like we've seen from John Hightower, just like we've seen from Fulgham. I think that it's just a matter of it being that game for him and, having his route running, having his understanding of the playbook actually come to fruition on the field rather than just the practice field.
Interesting. We're 15 minutes away from game time. We're getting close to that Eagles dub.
That's right. That's right.
Wait, this just in
AM.
breaking news. I got breaking news. Carson Wentz is not wearing a camo sleeve today. He's
thank
not.
God.
And he will be even more visible.
He's not.
Yeah, and the Eagles are in green pants. The Eagles are in green pants today.
About damn time.
No
About
sleeve.
damn time.
The green pants are back.
Dub certified.
So
freaking Chip Kelly got rid of those, man.
So when someone on the TL said, he's like, "Yo, is that a Proud Boy sleeve?"
Yo.
Yo.
I forget.
Chill.
I don't
No, chill.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Where's that comment at?
People gotta chill.
So I mean, hey, we're 15 minutes. Game about to start. Before we get out of here, I want to thank all the people in the chat. Shout out to y'all for just engaging and jumping on the show. We will be having a post-game pod, talking about the Eagles W. So if you'd like to join, you're welcome to join. But
all those Cleveland fans in the comments too, you better come through. Especially my family.
There you go.
Shout out to the white.
Tell him, Stoko, get him ready.
Hey, Luke, put on the helmet one more time. Put on the helmet one more time.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Today's the day that we write the script. Today's the day we turn it on. Today's the day we put up the Eagles, finally win another football game. and we're back in it, baby. And we are.
You can give lessons to Vince Papali with that helmet on.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Zach Ertz straight from IR in here for Luke.
Yeah, I know. My head's massive. It's cool.
So, Evan, why don't you last word before we get out of here?
Yeah, dude. I was just thinking about it, dude. I feel like a total simp for this Eagles team, man, because all they do is disappoint me and here I find myself every Sunday just getting more and more excited as we get closer to kickoff. They don't deserve this excitement from me. They haven't shown me any reason to get up and just go all die hard for them. But they're my team, man. I'm expecting big things from them. I'm expecting them to turn things around, and I'm feeling good about today. I think today is the official right the ship day.
Okay, I like that. We'll go with Tim. Last word on the Birds.
Rhythm. That's what I want to see. Rhythm. Carson, I need rhythm. Doug, let the game come to you. Please. And we got this. It'll be a dub.
Toga, last word on the Bird.
Again, rhythm, everything that everybody just said, but this is the week to get back on track. We have really important, tough tests coming up in the games after this game. So I'm hoping that Carson and the defense get it together and show out today, because it doesn't get any easier after this. So, fly, Eagles, fly.
Really?
I said this last week, but we need to win these games now, because, as Pooh said, the schedule doesn't get any easier after this. So we just got to come out and get this W today. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's going to be a long day at work if we lose again. So please win for me.
Willie. Manny.
Control what you can control. Don't overcoach. Fly, Eagles, fly.
No. We'll go with Prime.
Just give me something to be excited about again, man, please.
Damn.
I put all this goddamn work into this basement.
You need to put a shrine to the punter now.
Just give me something to be goddamn excited about. That's all I ask. All right, I'll take it 1 week at a time, but let's start today, fellas, please.
I'm so glad.
Always, fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah. So everybody said rhythm. I want to talk about establishment. Establish your offense. Run your offense the way it should run. Give the ball to Miles Sanders 20-25 times today. Let Carson Wentz throw it whenever he needs to. Scheme up some simple passes for him. Get people open. And establish this offense for the gauntlet that you're about to go through in the coming weeks. I think that, Doug, you have the ability. You're a Super Bowl winning coach. I think that you have coached Carson Wentz to the best of his abilities in the past. So let's see it this season. Also, Cleveland fans, bring the smoke if you guys lose. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be here for you. I'm gonna be at your neck.
Luke, one more time. I need that energy.
I'm gonna break out a little stat here. Eagles are 4-6 in the past 10 years in Week 11. They on average, their losses were by 28 or more points. Their wins were by 11 or more, or 11 or less points. So it's either going to be the Eagles get blown out or they win by 10, and I'm going to go with they win by 10. So let's go, baby.
It's a knuckle up moment. Eagles shows how bad you want it. It's a one-dimensional. They're a running team. You can shut down the passing game like you've done successfully. Shut down the run game. This is the front four. This is on you guys, man. Like, if you can shut down this run game, I'll be so proud of you. Eagles fans will be so proud of you. We just need a dub for our mental health, and just want to say how important mental health is. Check in on your peoples. Give them a call if you have to. Don't knock on the door. Just call first. But just checking on your peoples. We'll be checking in on our Eagles in less than 8 minutes. But for you guys out there, thank you guys for tuning in. Any one of you guys want to do a Eagles chant?
Do they deserve it?
There you go.
No.
guys. Also, just real quick. So Ian Rapport just came on NFL Network, and he actually said these comments here, which I just posted for you guys on our chat. It says Eagles are fully committed to Wentz and believes his issues are fixable and not due to mechanics. His interceptions are due to over aggressiveness, so they are trying to have him get rid of the ball quick. and to the running backs. That's what Ian just said. So I don't know if that's
Let's go,
anything,
Miles.
but there you go.
baby.
Hey!
Okay.
Hey!
I got people sleeping in the next room.
Evan, start
Can we
us
have
off.
a count? Can we?
Hey!
Can we have a count, please?
Hey!
Go! Go Birds!